We're not just America's card room. We're the world's card room. A place where everyone comes together to play the game we all love. We are all unique, all competitive, and all striving to be the best. But at the end of the day, through thick and thin, we are all in together. There are those who play the game. And then there are those who pour blood, sweat, and tears into every hand. This one's for the fighters. Progressive Knockouts at America's Card Room.
From the Lodge Poker Club in beautiful Round Rock, Texas, welcome to Poker Night at the Lodge. My name is Rick Epstein. In the booth is somebody special because we got another special announcement. Alex D'Amico, and a Lodge supervisor, is in the booth with me tonight. Alex, you ready for this?
I'm very excited to see what happens tonight. Thanks for having me, Rick.
No, it's going to be fun, and we're going to have a lot of fun. The reason why Skull Mike is not in the booth is because Skull Mike is actually on the final table, folks. Seat 6 is the man himself, the man known as Skull Mike. And he said, I'm going to hop into the booth as soon as I get knocked out. I said, Mike, just concentrate on the tournament. Don't worry about commentating. But this is our Art of Poker. It happens every month. And, you know, this month, I don't know if folks know it or not. Folks in Texas know. But the whole state was shut down this week due to some tremendous cold and ice. I think we went 5 days without getting above freezing, which in Texas is unheard of. Powers were out, rolling blackouts. It's been crazy. But the Lodge opened up on Friday, I believe. Opened up on Friday, and you know we said, well, we've got this Art of Poker that's planned every month, and you know it is a pretty hefty guarantee. And they said, do we want to still play it? Because I don't think we can just offer the guarantee. They said, look, play it. Tell the players we're not going to guarantee anything and see what happens. And you know what happened, Alex? 194 entries in this tournament, over 30,000 in prize pool.
That's exactly right. One thing that I learned when I moved to Texas, you should never, ever underestimate Texans' need to gamble. They want to play poker. They love coming out, braving the ice. We're now above 60 degrees in Texas finally. And we had a great showing today, over 38,000 in the prize pool tonight.
It's crazy. $10,088 up top for first, $62.32 for second. Third place will get $4,500. Fourth, $33.05. Fifth, $24.89. Sixth will get $18.76. Seventh, $14.49. Eighth, $11.38. And ninth, $9.08. And we've got cards in the air. Alex, we're ready to go. We're going to have some fun tonight. We got a joke of the day for later. We've got all sorts of fun. The Lodge here on a Saturday night, getting a late start. It's about 10:10 Austin time, Central Time, and Gladen in seat 4-3 looks down at 5-6 suited. He folds. We see some familiar faces there, especially in seat 4. MJ's been on several final tables. Seat 5 is Winston. Seat 6, look at that, folks. Look who's in seat 6. That is the man we call Skull Mike. He's got a bunch of chips, over 700,000. We'll go over chip stacks in a second. Blinds right now are 10,000, 20, 20. And looks like Skull Mike is going to raise it up. Those blue chips are 25,000, Alex. Pinks are 5,000 and yellows are 1,000.
That's correct. Mike making it 65,000 here. He's got ace king offsuit, raising it up a little 3.5x of the blinds.
Kyle, we've seen in seat 8. He's been on several final tables. He seems to make a final table every time he enters a tournament. There's the small blind. Will fold and over to Spidey with 3-4 suited. And Skull Mike, is going to take down the first one. I know he's going to have a lot of fans in the chat.
As he should. Mike Reisman here, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in poker.
Let's not get crazy. No, he is a good guy. There you see the payouts, as we mentioned. And let's go over the chip stacks. Dusty in seat 1 looks to be the chip leader. Comes to the table, Alex, with 787,000. Gladen in seat 3 came with 740. Then Skull Mike, who just won a hand, came to the table with 702,000. And then from there we go to Winston in seat 5 with 624. Kyle in seat 8 with 582, and those are kind of the chip leaders.
And it's very interesting, the dynamic of this tournament. Oftentimes, some tournaments have one significant chip leader. In this instance, you have 5 within roughly 100,000 of each other. Still very much anyone's tournament at this point. You're going to have to be playing carefully, moving forward, picking your spots, making sure that you're not just taking anything for granted, because one bad pot and even the chip leader can be out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 45,000 is the raise by Kyle. Remember, pink chips are 5,000, so the blinds are 10,000, 20,000, 20,000. There is one big blind ante, and we'll talk about that throughout the night. There's a call from seat 5. That's Winston. And over to Skull Mike, wearing his sunglasses, his hoodie, his face mask, his hat. He's got all the gear of any poker player you could ever imagine. There's the button in seat 1 is Dusty. He'll fold. Back to the blinds now. And looks like the blinds will fold. We'll go heads up to the flop. Kyle and Winston, seats 4 and 5. Aaron in the box will give us a flop. Queen, ace, jack, rainbow.
This is an interesting spot for MJ here. He led out with the king jack under the gun, which is a little ambitious. Winds up flopping the best hand, but it's hard for him to know it based on that board texture there.
There's a 7 of clubs. So MJ, as you see, 80% to win this pot. A king would be disastrous, as it would give Winston the straight. But there's the bet, 40,000. Winston's going to come along, it looks like, if not raise. He's reaching for chips.
Interesting spot here for Winston.
He's just going to call it.
He must not believe MJ. MJ has a reputation of being a pretty solid player. Let's see what happens
There's
here.
There's the queen.
Oh, my goodness.
The king. I'm the king. So Winston, that was the card that I said would be disastrous. Uh-oh.
That's 100,000 right there. That's the old hundo. Now, MJ's a good player here. When he sees Winston put in this raise, MJ should be able to get away from this, knowing that there's a ton of Jack 10, Queen 10 in Winston's range here.
I mean, Winston has the nuts here. There is no flush out there, so he's got the nutties. He's gonna depends what he's gonna bet here. He's got MJ more than covered, and MJ's kind of committed to this pot. Let's see, he goes all in. MJ's basically has over half of his stack already in the pot.
Yeah, he'll be left at the end of this hand with about 180,000. But I don't think MJ has any option but to fold. He knows that Winston is not going to be getting out of line here.
And it's a 4-liner. It's it's so easy to get a straight here.
And even if Winston was bluffing, he could be bluffing with a hand like Ace Jack, even something that has him beat. He has nothing but a bluff catcher at this point. He's got to let it go at this point. We'll see what he does. MJ always thinks on the table. I've played against MJ many times. Takes his time. He's a very analytical player.
He's got to let it go. You know, there's just too much out there that beats him. The 4 to a straight is always a killer. It's just so easy to have a straight here.
And it's easy for us to say it knowing what Winston has. But Winston would never show aggression until this street. He's representing that 10. And that makes up a good part of his range. There's not much MJ can do here. I think MJ's going to find this fold, I personally think.
Yeah. This is called The Art of Poker. It's Saturday, February 20th. Hey, folks, we're going to tell you all about what's coming down the pike here. One of the biggest weeks of the year is coming next week, and we're going to tell you all about it. We're going to wait to see what MJ does here. This would be for his tournament life.
MJ's taking his time. MJ's thinking about Winston. What is he capable of doing? Winston has not played too many tournaments here, so still relatively unknown as far as what his tendencies are, whether he is capable of making a play here with the naked ace or something to that effect.
One of the young players, Winston.
But
and he's going to let it go. There you go. Winston will take it down with the nuts, hit the king. The one card, he was a 20% favorite to win the hand, and he ended up hitting the king. So, folks, what's coming down? The 25th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. We've got a $200,000 guarantee. Come to the lodge, put $500 buy-in, $75 club access fee, and you have an entry into the $200,000 guarantee. 3 day 1As. So we've got day ones on 4 o'clock on Thursday, 6 o'clock on Friday the 26th, and then noon on Saturday the 27th. 3 day ones. Enter as many times as you want those days. Come with a lot of bullets. Hopefully you only need one bullet to make it all the way to day 2, which is Sunday the 28th, where it all comes down. Somebody's going to walk out of here. Mike and I have thought about this. We think it's going to be north of $50K for sure up top.
Definitely. Last year we had a guarantee of $125,000 with the same tournament, and first place walked out of here at $52,000.
Yes.
The manager pool will let you know, Rick, on a little secret.
Yeah.
We've estimated between $65,000 and $75,000.
Wow.
Is going to be first place. We're going to be looking to pay around the top 10%. We're expecting about 600 entrants between the 3 day ones. And I've gotten asked a few questions. One of the questions I've been asked is, if you bust out on one of the day ones, can you buy in on the other day one? And the answer is 100% absolutely you can. That's the purpose of having multiple day ones. You can use as many bullets as you want. It's a great structure. Come on out. Take your shot.
Bruno says, Rick, I will keep playing cash until I hear the joke. If it's not good, I'm going to cash out and leave. That's some pressure right there from Bruno. Hey, the joke will come. We're going to give it a little while. Wait till a couple players have been knocked out. We're already above 102 in the live chat.
And the joke's on Bruno here. As we have a hand developing, MJ goes all in and is snap called by Spidey with the Jack-8 offsuit.
Ace-King, big slick for MJ. And Spidey 1998 with Jack-8. He's in some deep trouble. And it says Gladen's in. Gladen's not all in. Gladen's out. So it's heads up between MJ and Spidey.
And MJ does spike that ace there.
Yeah.
Spidey's drawn very thin.
He's runner for a straight. And that's not going to do it.
And that's very dangerous. MJ is a very capable player. In my opinion, one of the strongest 3 or 4 players at this table. And you just gave him a double up as the king seals it. Definitely not good to have MJ with a whole bunch of chips if you're at that table. But good job for MJ getting that double up. You know, Bruno mentioned he was playing cash until he got the chip, the joke of the day. The joke's on everyone at the table because Bruno's money is definitely live. Bruno, you stay at that cash table. Give him all your money. I've seen you play poker. The people at the table are thanking us. Rick, hold out as long as you can with that joke.
We will do that. So Spidey Mike loses a hunk of chips, and MJ will double up. $376,000 pot, and we'll go to the next hand. 10,000, 20, 20. We do have a break coming up, a 10-minute break. This was when they converted over to the TV table. They were on the last level before a break. It'll be a 10-minute break, and during that time we'll talk a little bit about the lodge, talk a little bit about what's going on here with Alex, one of the great supervisors here. We've got a lot going on, and things are just changing for the good all the time here at the lodge, especially with our show. We're each week we're growing in our subscriber base. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. It really helps us in everything we're doing here on the channel. And please tell a friend if you like what we see. We have a lot of fun on this, and we're growing each and every week. So it looks like we're off to the next hand. to the hijack now. Onto the button. Gladen on the button. He's going to raise it up in position there. Looks like he's going to make it 60,000. Over to the big blind now, who already has 40,000 invested, and he's going to wave goodbye to his 40K, his 20,000 plus his big blind, Annie.
Winston just got those chips from MJ. He's now the chip leader. He wants to protect that stack. Queen 6 is not considered good enough, even from a range as wide as the button's opening range. Gonna let it go.
Albert Taylor says, "What's up, Alex?"
Albert, how you doing, baby? Good to see you here in the chat tonight.
CJ Pena saying, "Weren't there any good players to commentate with me?" So he's little slap, shots fired, bang bang, to Alex.
Yeah, CJ, one of our dealers here who tries to play often.
Just lost 3 shifts, by the way, talking smack to his supervisor.
Definitely. And, CJ, if you had made it long enough in the art, you might have been able to commentate tonight. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But CJ is one of our many players that are going to be playing in that 200K next week, Rick, that we talked about.
Oh, he got the call, huh?
He's going to be playing, so we'll see if he can show us all what he's got next week. As Spidey looks down at the Ace-Jack offsuit, surely going to be looking to put some money in here in the hijack.
Where did CJ get that kind of scratch to enter a $500 tournament? He must be doing well.
CJ's one of our hardest working dealers.
They're just all in.
As Spidey does go all in. Looks like MJ is going to be looking at a call there with the Kings.
Oh, my goodness. Spidey ran into it. Looking for an ace. We don't know how many aces are left. Depending, we'll find out here. We do have something special tonight, a rabbit cam. It won't happen here, but in the event we want to see a 5th card and somebody folds before that, we might be able to see a rabbit cam tonight. For our executive producer, Dave Klaproth, put that together. Here's the flop, needing an ace. Spidey, 1998, is already getting up. He's gathering his things. This is the walk of shame, but it's not a shame because he finished 9th out of 194 entries. There's an 8, so there's the boat. Drawing to an 8 or an ace. It doesn't come, and Spidey, 1998, will give MJ. He gave half of his chips a couple hands ago and gives the rest of them here, and MJ benefits from Spidey 1998. Spidey 1998 will go to the cage to collect $908. Not a bad day's work.
Not a bad day's work. Congratulations, Spidey. MJ now one of the top 3 chip stacks. He's going to be very happy with that double up there. It's always a good thing when someone jams and you look down and you see Pocket King. Sometimes poker is just that easy.
If anyone has connections, please assist in getting Alex's Tom Brady signed by Brady, even if it's a fake signature. Bruno.
I'll be happy to do that. If anyone knows Tom Brady, as you guys know, I'm a massive Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. For those of you that are wondering, I was not a bandwagoner. I've been a loyal fan since the days of Warwick Dunn, Michael Pittman, Mike Allstott.
We've got a question, and I think I know the answer, but I'm going to let a supervisor answer it. He says, Rick, can you bag chips in multiple day ones of the big tournament? Alex?
So you're going to be able to bag in multiple opportunities, but only your biggest bag is going to move forward.
Can't combine bags.
You're not going to be able to combine them, unfortunately. But you are able to take multiple bullets if you're unhappy with the amount that you bagged with the first time. My guess is that Saturday's flight is going to be the biggest, so therefore there'll be the most chips on Saturday. So you might want to take that into consideration if you bag in one of the earlier days and you're unhappy with the chip stack. You might want to take a second opportunity at it on that noon Saturday event.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. John says, I can't believe the lodge is open. The news is saying Texas is in bad shape. It was. We were, for about 5 days, we were all shut in. But today was 60 degrees, and everything's really melted. People are still without a lot of places, like I have very low water pressure. The electricity and heat are on. Some places still are having problems, but for the most part, Texas is thawing out. Here's
Yes,
the flop.
Devastating. We got 3 ways to flop here.
All spades, and MJ just smashes it. He's got a straight flush draw. He's already got the flush. And MJ is heating up, Alex.
That's right. We got Skull Mike with nothing here. Charlie's got top pair, but on that board, that wet texture, my guess is he's not going to put a lot in. But Mike's going to lead out here with 25,000 bet.
Little feeler bet. Look who's behind Skull Mike. There's our man Alex.
There he is. He does. The camera adds 10 pounds. There must be 5 cameras on me, 6, 7, something like that. I'm not sure what's going on there. I want to look for MJ to. He's got an interesting decision here whether he's going to flat call or raise, and he does go with the raising option. Those are 100 and just 100 stacks.
It looks like
a little extra. Yeah, 120.
120, and Mikey's going to fold. Mikey said, "I'm going to do a little feeler bet," and MJ says, "Mikey, you weren't even close." And
he actually shows Mike the cards. MJ not known to show, but is going to do it at this point. I'm not sure how many tournaments that MJ and Mike have played together. MJ's mostly a tournament regular, doesn't play a lot of cash here at the Lodge. So I'm not sure how many times they've played together, still kind of feeling each other out, figuring out what kind of players they are, what they're capable of.
Let us do a little roll call in the live chat. Let us know where you're watching from and who you think, who is your choice of who's going to take this one down. If you don't know names, you can just say a seat number. But we'd love to know where you're watching from. We always like that. 108 people in the chat. And we'll go on to the next one. Blinds are 10, 20, 20. Already one person out in 9th place. That was Spidey, 1998. He collected $908. Winner is going to win $10,088. That's a pretty big sandwich.
Definitely some cheddar cheese up top. Excited to see who's going to take that down. We have a strong lineup tonight. Any of these players have shown themselves capable. And we have Skull Mike here with pocket 7s on the button.
On the button. Let's see his
Definitely
aggressiveness.
Looking to raise here. My guess is he'll make it somewhere in the ballpark of 65, maybe 70,000.
And he is going to make it about 55. So he's going to raise it, just a little raise. And over to Charlie with Queen 6. Charlie's going to get out of this thing. And seeing a lot of people, Little Rock, California, San Antonio, Puerto Rico, Waco, Spanaway, Washington.
I like it.
Seen that a lot.
Has a large reach geographically.
Oh, yeah. We've got a big fan in the Netherlands, and Skull Mike is going to take this down on the button. Big fan. We're big in the Netherlands. Skull Mike and I have really done well in Europe in that part of the world. So
good. That's great to hear. If anyone from the Netherlands ever does come out to the Lodge, make sure you ask for me.
Yes.
As a supervisor, I'll make sure to take care of you. If you come from the Netherlands, I promise you, your time will be taken care of.
There you go.
We would love to have you come play. Come visit, come play the 200K or play some other tournaments, as well as our awesome cash tables that we have, our 1-2, our 1-3, which really plays like a 5-10.
Yes.
And then our PLO and our Big O games. We'd love to have you guys here. And it looks like we've now entered the break portion, break of this tournament, the 10-minute break, which was granted to the players. You're going to see some color-ups here, but for the next 10 minutes, there's not going to be much poker.
Yeah, Brian Smith watching from Afghanistan. Winston is the poker king. He owns Will Scherer on the table. Albert watching from ATX. Ben from Temple. So let's talk a little bit about the Lodge, Alex. It's open normally. We had to close a couple days because of the weather. Nothing was happening in Austin. You couldn't get around.
Yeah.
But when we open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. each and every day is free play. And for those who aren't in the Austin area, the Lodge is the largest poker club in the Austin area, 19 tables. We can fit as many as probably 21, 22 tables if we had to. But the key to the Lodge is the lighting in here is incredible. The seats are comfortable, over 30 big screen TVs, and very friendly. The dealers have been really, I deal here too every now and again, but the dealer talent has increased dramatically as a result of all the closures of casinos all around the country. We've got Vegas dealers, Maryland, Boston, coming from all over the country to deal here, and it's really increased our talent pool. But Alex, with regards to the lodge, players pay an hourly rate. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so in Texas, it's different from a lot of other places that have casinos. In casinos, they take rake out of pots. They take normally $5 or $7 out of each pot, and that's how the house makes money. In Texas, that's not allowed. We're not allowed to take rake out, so we have to do things a little bit differently in Texas. We don't take any money out of any pots. What we do instead is we charge by the hour, and so that's how we're able to stay open. So if you're going to come over here and play some cash games, which is very popular right now, we have, I believe, 8 cash games that are running on the floor right now. If you're going to come and play cash, the rate is going to be $10 an hour. Very simple, nice round number there, $10 an hour. We do have a bad beat jackpot that, Rick, was actually hit last night.
Was it really?
The PLO jackpot was hit last night. We had a royal flush over a straight flush.
Wow.
On the bad beat jackpot. And so we do have that bad beat that runs as well, but the $10 an hour is what you pay to play cash, and again, there's nothing that comes out of any sort of pots or anything. The pots are 100% the players. Now
there is the only other fee involved is either a daily, monthly, or annual membership fee.
Correct.
And that's in order. It's a for a daily fee. What is the daily fee,
it's
membership?
$10 per day, or $25 a month. Or if you're a regular here and you want to save some money, it's $200 for the annual membership. And normally, Rick, if I'm not mistaken, we give 1 week's free membership if you're going to like and subscribe.
Okay.
I have been authorized tonight to let you guys know that if you like and subscribe and you come into the lodge, tonight only, if you like and subscribe, you come in and show us, we'll give you 3 full weeks of free membership tonight.
Nice.
That's a special only because I'm in the box, or in the booth tonight, and I feel like making that something for us.
That's bold. No, it's fun, and we do already give. If you show that you are subscribed, now you can only do this once. So regular players don't think that it's going to happen every day. Yeah, I'm subscribed. Give me. But we do give an hour.
Members only.
Yeah, we do give an hour free to just by showing that you're subscribed to our YouTube live stream channel, and they'll mark it down that they've given you the hour, and that's for anybody. But yeah, it's a fun atmosphere. You pay your membership fee. Once you become a member, then it's the hourly fee. And if you think about it, I've played poker for a lot of years, 35 years. If you go to Vegas, you go to any other casino that is taking rake, specifically home games that take unbelievable rakes, you look at it coming off the table. It's not coming off the table. Nothing's coming off the table, so players have that advantage. And then the other thing is, it's $90 total. If you've got 9 players playing, it's $90 total an hour that is being paid by the players.
Right.
AKA, if you're comparing it to rake, that's nowhere near what's coming off 15, 20, 25 hands over the course of an hour in a casino.
Definitely is. Definitely is not as profitable from our end, but we're still happy to be here. The one thing I would say that separates the lodge as well is the friendliness of not only our staff but also our players. Probably 80% of our players that play in the room play on a regular basis, at least a couple times a week, if not more. We all know each other. Very happy to be around the game of poker. Excited to be able to come to a place like the lodge where we can play and have fun. And it's just a great atmosphere out there.
And it's I tell people all the time, it's so friendly. And yes, do we have people in here that are doing this as their main source of income? Absolutely. I'm not going to, there's nobody, anytime you have a poker room, you're going to have people that want to make a living at it. But we've got the vast majority of these people are business people who just want to enjoy a few hours of fun and come in and play and get to say hello to a few friends. So it's, don't feel intimidated coming in here at all. Some of the poker clubs around, and I'm not going to mention any names, it seems like there's a lot of pros in there, and you walk in there and you feel like you're about to get slaughtered. So we're on the tail end of a 10-minute break. Cheryl Spencer says Round Rock, Texas, rooting for Mike's, MJ, and Skull Mike. So she's rooting for those. Bad Beat is now reset to $10,000 for Hold'em and $5,000 for PLO, says Josh. Josh, one of the supervisor. Joe Pick says Big Daddy D in the booth.
That's right.
So we've got a lot of fans for Alex today.
For those of you that don't know, I do go by Big Daddy D.
I did not know that.
Yes, Big Daddy D is here in the booth tonight.
And you had to correct me the pronunciation of your last name, D'Amico. What did I say? D'Amico, I think I said for the first time.
Yes, if you've ever seen my name has punctuation in my last name, so I'm used to it being butchered most of the time.
Ruth Hall says she just subscribed, so we're about 2 minutes away from getting cards back in the air. Unfortunately, we started the stream on the right before a break, and we'll go probably another 30, 40 minutes before the joke of the night. It is a little racy, so that's why I'm waiting until after the 11 o'clock hour to make sure all the kids are in bed. And it's adults only. It's Adult Swim, if you will, at 11 o'clock, and that's when the joke of the night. I think I've hit some home runs, and I've hit some duds, but it's hard to tell a joke that everybody likes every night. So some people are going to like it, some people aren't. So that'll come around 11 o'clock during one of the breaks. Steven Reisman, Big Daddy, he says. Big D Addy, he says.
Big Daddy D is how it's supposed to go.
Big Daddy D and Steven Reisman, one of the people, Skull Mike's dad, who is a follower and a watcher. And looks like the players are coming back, and Aaron is shuffling up, and we're ready to get cards back in the air. That was a short break. John
this one was only a 10-minute break this time.
Yeah. John says, I'm retiring in 3 months, going to come there to check it out. Hey, John, seriously, it looks like you're from California maybe or Arizona. Come to the lodge. You will have some fun. Maybe even come out this Thursday. Remember, folks, the $200,000 guarantee. And we think, some of us have estimated the winner's going to walk away with $50,000, $60,000. Others have estimated maybe $70,000. Depends on the prize pool. But the lodge itself is on the hook, is guaranteeing $200,000. Oh, my goodness. Cards are in the air, and we're ready to go. The blinds look to be...
Line should be 12,000 small, 24,000 big, with a 24,000 big blind ante at this point.
Rocket Man's in the house. Rocket Man, if it's the Rocket Man we know, worked for NASA for a number of years, made several final tables. Over to Skull Mike with Queen 6 offsuit. He's in late position. He's looking at the blinds and seeing they might be tasty, but he decides against it. Over to Charlie with Jack 3. Charlie has really not received any kind of cards. Michael B. said, last week Rick makes a joke about the church, and the next day we have the worst ice storm ever. Tread carefully. It's kind of true. Guilty as charged, but it really wasn't about a religion. It was more about the guys walking into the church. But I hear you. I hear you. No, tonight's not a religious joke. Guarantee you that. But it is kind of above board. So Kyle just staring down Natali. King 4. He raises up to 60.
Situation.
And Natali's going to lay it down. He's got 48 already in there with his blinds and his big blind ante. Like the hat, but he's going to lay it down. And Kyle with his Patriots gear. The original Tom Brady.
That's right. He's kind of adopted Tom Brady now. Even with the Buccaneers, he tries to claim kinship with me.
See, I won't do it. I won't. I don't have any ill will to Tom Brady, but it's different. He left us.
You're exactly right. And as much as I hate to say it, the Buccaneers are our own entity. We will not accept bandwagon fans. Maybe some people will, but personally, I've suffered for so many years under the likes of Sean King that I want to be excited and enjoy this by myself with no bandwagoners such as Kyle.
I hear you. I hear you. I wouldn't want the bandwagoners either, especially the record of Tampa Bay in the playoffs. It's been many people who have graduated college hadn't seen a playoff win by the Buccaneers. Of course, I'm old enough. You're not old enough, but I'm old enough to know when the Buccaneers came into the league and they had 2 or 3 straight seasons where they went over. They lost every game of the season, I think, for 3 seasons. 2 for sure. I know that.
I'm looking at Skull Mike here, who the action's on with offsuit Ace Jack. If you look at his mask does have a message. It's saying the Lodge live stream. So if you're on this, you can see that. When he faces the camera just right, you'll see it flashing through. But raising up to 65,000 with the Ace Jack off. Looks like it's going to fold the big blind here.
This is the art of the
King Queen should be getting a call from here.
Yeah. The art of poker does come with a very nice trophy, as well as a pair of Beats headsets and a ton of cash. So they are playing for some major hardware here.
Definitely.
And Dusty calls with his King Queen offsuit. Here comes the flop. Looks like Queen Queen 8, and Dusty just smashes that board.
And Dusty's probably going to check, and Skull Mike has the option here. He's probably going to be looking to make a little bit of a seed bet here. This, on the surface, doesn't look like too bad of a board for his range. But he does may smartly check it back, reevaluate his options on the turn.
Uh-oh, there's a 10. Now straight draw possibility for Skull Mike. You see he's 9%.
And this could be a little dangerous because Mike may think he has a double gut shot, but that king would give Dusty that full house, as we know.
Be interesting if a heart comes on the river, because Mike does have the ace of hearts, and he could.
That blocker there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
He could make a play here, but both players are very deep. Both players almost have identical stacks, and Dusty leads out for 80. I think Skull Mike gets away from here, because even if he hit the king, he could still be drawing dead.
He could. Looks like he is going to continue here with just a smooth call, reevaluate on the river. We know Mike's capable of making a bluff if it comes up favorable.
Because the king wouldn't even do it, because that would give Dusty. So it's over. Dusty's going to take this down as long as he stays in.
And he does have the second nut, so he should be in still. My guess is he's going to bet for somewhere in the ballpark of 125, 150, somewhere in that range. And we're probably going to see Mike get away from it. There's not much he can do at this point. When you're this deep, you don't want to get too crazy.
I thought you were wrong too, Josh. Correction, PLO is reset at 5,000. Hold'em is still at 14,000. Hold'em wasn't hit. It's going to take a long time for that Hold'em to hit.
Yeah, the Hold'em bad beat here, still at 14,000 for the bad beat. That's in cash only, of course, if you hit in a tournament, unfortunately. Not having good for you. I think Mike's doing a little bit of posturing, I think, tonight.
Well, two pair on the board, ace. Does he think the ace is going to be good? I mean, Mike's looking down, and Dusty checks his watch. I don't know if it's a smart watch. Skull Mike.
He's taking his time considering his options here.
Tread carefully, young man. Skull will find a way to fold.
Obviously, Dusty hasn't made this big of a chip stack by playing too recklessly. He's clearly established himself as a solid player. There's not much that Skull Mike can beat here with two streets of betting here. He has a bluff catcher with that ace high. Oftentimes it is going to be good.
Boy, Skull Mike looking for some TV time here. He must think his ace is good here with two pair out there.
Going through his mind, what kind of bluffs could Dusty have that he beats? Obviously, if he had like a small pocket pair, he does make the call.
He makes the call. And he's going to see the bad news and says, my ace is not good. We're going to have to ask Mikey that next time we see him. We might see him later tonight if he, we hope he doesn't bust out, but if he does, he's going to join us in the booth, and we'll go on to the next hand.
Tough beat for Mikey here as he's left now with right around $500,000. Definitely took a big chunk out of his stack there.
It was a good bet by Dusty.
Very good.
He wanted the call. He had to figure out, you know, you don't want to go all in there because, you know, number one, Queen 10 beats you. But he felt good, like he had the hand. He wanted to bet enough to get a hand.
Definitely. Good, a nice hand for Dusty, as he's now, I believe, chip leader between him and Winston. Do have the top 2 stacks. So we'll see what happens here on this next hand as the table kind of recovers a little bit here.
MJ looks down at 5-3 under the gun. Blinds are 12, 24, 24 right now. Over to Winston. Winston looks down at King Jack of diamonds, and he's going to raise it up to 60. Skull Mike throws his 9-7 in. Over to Charlie, Queen 8. Kyle will fold his 10-8 over to Natali with his pocket deuces.
And for those of you that are asking who won the PLO bad beat, the picture should be on our website. And if it's not there, we'll post it shortly for the winners of our bad beat there. That was posted. We got Gladen with the Ace Queen offsuit. Looks like making it 60,000, making that call, going heads up to a flop. Dangerous flop for Gladen as he gets his ace, but Winston flops the 2 pair with the King Jack there. Checking over, thinking he's setting the trap on Winston, but he's in a world of pain here.
75, quick call from Gladen. Top pair looking for a 10 or a queen. 2 pair for Winston.
And hopefully Winston will fire out here for his sake, another bet. His opponent is at the top of his range here. He should be able to get max value from this hand if he plays it properly.
Remember, folks, blue chips are 25,000, pinks are 5,000, yellows are 1,000, and looks like a bet of 175,000 maybe is the bet.
And it looks like Gladen is instantly reaching for chips. He's not in a folding mood. He's in a calling mood. That's a 175,000 stack. And now Winston's looking at him, wondering how strong is my opponent? How much can my river bet be? Because he's showing no signs of weakness at this point.
He has 9 outs. Let's see if he hits it. That is not one of them. The 9 of hearts is definitely not one of them. Winston is going to win this as long as he remains in, and looks like Gladen is going to
check here. Gladen checked. Gladen's got about 400,000, 406 left. 416, the graphic says. Interesting check back by Winston there.
Yeah. I don't know.
But he takes in a nice ball.
Yeah. That is true. So Winston is going to take it. And we'll go on to the next one, 119 in. You see the chip count. Winston, 1.2 million. Natali is our short stack right now in seat 9. He's got 170,000, basically 7 big blinds. 2 players over $1 million, Dusty and Winston.
We're still at that 12-24 blind level. Chip leader now has plenty of big blinds to work with, and we now see a couple stacks starting to pull away, starting to really now be able to use that big stack to put pressure on as we move forward in this tournament.
And we'll go on to the next one. Looks like Winston is under the gun, 24,000, over to Skull Mike. He looks down at Ace Queen. This is a decent little starter hand, but he's in early position. Let's see what Mike does with this.
Oftentimes poker players refer to this hand as the parking lot hand. Ace Queen is a fantastic hand, it looks like at the start. Hopefully Mike's going to be able to get some value out of this as he's reaching for some raisin chips.
He's going to raise it up. Looks like at least 2. He's got 65,000 as the bet. And over to Charlie with the exact same hand. Ace Queen offsuit. Each of them with a club, each of them with a heart. Interesting hand that developing. I don't think Charlie's going anywhere off this raise. It's just a question if he's going to raise.
Both players with very similar chip stacks. Still in relatively early positions. Still have several players behind you. I'd lean toward a call in this spot, I think, if I were Charlie. It looks like that's what he's cutting out. I'm not sure what he's going to do.
He's at least calling. He's not folding. Charlie hasn't seen many cards yet. He's going to put the call in. Over to Kyle. Kyle, don't know what he has, but he's going to throw it in. He has 5-3, and Natali with ace-jack quickly folds. That's interesting.
Snap full from the short stack. They're seeing the aggression ahead of him, knowing the strength, knowing that Charlie hasn't played many hands, and he's not getting out of line here.
With ace-jack, 7 big blinds, I mean, it could not get better than that. That could be the best hand you see.
It could, but knowing that he might be dominated, he makes a good fold there. We're now heads up to a flop here.
6-8 deuce, rainbow. Both players with the same hand. I think whoever shows aggression here is probably going to take this one down. And Skull Mike looking fearless with that Darth Vader shades on. Austin FC cap. I like that cap. I don't like soccer, but I like that cap. He checks. Over to Charlie. Charlie
reaching.
reaching.
Hand we've seen Charlie play, and he's coming out firing. Is it 120?
Yeah, it looks like a 120, but it's hard to know. The flop obviously didn't hit him unless he has a set. I mean, he's calling 65. He's not calling it with those kind of cards. So it's either a set or nothing. Wouldn't you say?
Like we said, we haven't seen Charlie play many hands. He could possibly have a set. I don't think he'd be calling with eights, though, or with deuces, though. I don't think he'd be betting with eights.
Well,
I think he was representing a hand like nines or tens.
Yeah,
but he gets it through because as Mike folds there.
Yeah.
And we move on. Still blinds at 12, 24, 24. Charlie picks up a nice little pot there. At this point, every pot matters.
Bruno says, Alex, I'll give you $10 for your Subway sandwich in the fridge, Bruno.
Bruno, you touched that sandwich.
John says,
Bad things will happen.
John says, I love Skull Mike's look. Let me tell you, intimidating in the booth, twice as intimidating on the table is Skull Mike.
He is, especially when he's got those messages going on his mask. Skull Mike, as we've heard on the chat, always expounds wisdom. And he's going to be under the gun opening us up here. Take a look.
123 in the live chat, 10:54 in the evening. We're about 10 minutes away from joke time, but we want to get that live stream chat up to over 200 tonight. So much coming down the pike. Skull Mike looks down at ace 6 suited. He's going to fold. So much coming. This is a huge week for the Lodge coming up. The 25th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. You got to get here because the tournament is going to be crazy. The cash games are going to be crazy. And here we got an all-in from Natali with ace-jack. He had ace-jack last time, folded.
He did. The difference this time, no one has acted aggressively in front of him.
Yeah.
So he feels confident he can shove and hopefully seal the blinds. And if he does go to showdown, hopefully he'll be called by something a little light and be able to survive and double up.
Winston already with 48K invested. He's going to lay it down, and Natali is going to win some blinds.
Interesting to see Winston fold that king 8. A decent enough hand. He already had 48,000 in there. Wasn't a shove for too much more, but didn't feel like taking the shot there. And we're going to move on. Natalia lives to fight another day.
Bruno wants that sub sandwich. That's funny.
Bruno, my man, you stay away from that sandwich.
Looks like the table right behind is our normal Saturday Big O table, which lights
I believe
up.
tonight it was actually PLO.
Is it PLO?
Yes.
Usually it's Big O.
The PLO, I'm not sure why they changed it up tonight, but that is, you can tell because it is 9-handed. The Big O has to be 8-handed just based on the number of cards. The Big O, for those of you that are unfamiliar, is that 5-card variety with both the high and the low. It's very popular out here in Texas. For those of you that don't know, Texans like to gamble. They like the more cards, they like the more opportunities to win.
See, I grew up on that game, but we called it Big Mitt. You know, some places in Oklahoma they call it Congress. Big O out in Vegas, but we called it Mitt or Big Mitt. That's what I grew up with. There's the bet, 65K. It's an action game for sure.
Definitely. With the 10-7 of spades, Dan Negreanu famously has said this is his favorite hand. And Skull Mike in the big blind waking up with ace-3. Remember, these two got into it with the hand earlier.
Yeah.
With the full house, Dusty's full house taking over against
The ace.
The ace of Skull Mike. He's looking here with that ace defending. We'll see what Skull Mike does here. Relatively late position. Dusty could be getting out of line, and we see here that he kind of did get out of line here a little bit, maybe with his raise. We'll see if Skull Mike elects to continue here, and if he does, if he smooth calls or if he goes all in. It looks like he went all in.
Uh-oh. Blast off here for Mikey. Looks like he's going to go all in for 323. I can't see how Dusty's going to call a 250,000 chips, even though that's a quarter of his stack right there. We'll see what happens. New Zealand's in the house. Never had New Zealand, I don't think.
Welcome, New Zealand.
Always wanted to go to New Zealand.
The one thing that Dusty's thinking about as he's looking here, he knows Skull Mike is a solid player. He does make the fold.
Yeah.
And Skull Mike is able to pick up a nice little pot. Any pot is good at this point in the tournament. And Mike improves the stack.
How many people in the regular Saturday night tournament? I think it's a bounty tournament tonight.
Tonight we had 4 tables going. I think we had 40 or so entrants in the Saturday night tournament, which starts at 8 o'clock.
I think, we didn't put a guarantee on this tournament. We're watching 194 people entries decided to play, and we're way over what we would have guaranteed for sure. There's so much, people were so pent up in their houses. I can't tell you, Texas it was like you were in prison. You couldn't leave your house for 4 or 5 days, and people won't need to get out. And right now the sun is all melted. Some people still without water, but they're struggling to make it happen. There's going to be a lot of answers to be had for our government officials. No politics discussed, but there's going to be a lot of questions that need to be answered because Texas went through hell this week. So Dusty will fold. Gladen will fold his 8-deuce over to MJ. Queen Jack suited.
Raising into that standard opening size of 65,000 with the Queen Jack of spades. It's a hand you want to avoid from early position, but in the cutoff, definitely something that you can go with. We see Skull Mike here in the small blind waking up with the pocket pair, those pocket threes. We'll see how he elects to proceed here. He's grabbing some chips. My guess is it's going to be a call, but we'll see what he does here.
Skull Mike with the little pocket threes. 33, what do you call that? Tony Dorsett, he was number 33. Larry Bird wore number 33. He's going to fold it.
He does find the fold there. The big one at Charlie again. Charlie's been playing snug all night, as we've seen, with the 5-4 offsuit. For the amount invested, it's only $41,000 additional. Again, the big blind ante, for those of you that are unaware, here at the Lodge, we do follow the TDA rules in that all the antes for the table are paid by one player, and that is the big blind. So you pay, when the big blind is $24,000, there's also the ante of $24,000. So the big blind actually has $48,000 in the pot already.
One of the best changes in poker in the last 5 years was the big blind ante. It's the wave of the future. It is the future. It's the current. It's so much better than how it used to be. The only difference is what you're eligible to win if you just have enough for the big blind ante.
That's correct. If you only have enough for the ante, all you can win is the ante. Having said that, that was also the way it was when you paid an ante every hand. It just happened so much less often that it rarely came into effect. We've seen a tally here with the ace-jack. I think that's the 4th time he's had that hand.
Yeah.
This time he's in the earliest of positions. We've seen him go both ways with this hand. We'll see what he's got. He's got a decision here, whether he wants to make a move or live to fight another day. But one of those things coming up here is he's going to be the big blind next hand. He's going to have to put $48,000 in.
Yeah.
That's a fifth of his stack that's going to be in the next hand.
So I say
ace-jack here.
Ace-jack is one of those hands. Definitely in the top 30 hands of all hands you could be dealt is ace-jack. I mean, after you get through all the pocket pairs, ace-king, ace-queen, then you got ace-jack.
And he elects to raise to $55,000, I believe.
Little
interesting
raise.
play here.
Over to Gladen. He'll fold, as does MJ. Back over to Winston in late position. Winston with ace-7 of clubs. And Mikey on the button. Let's see Peel with him. He's got ace-9 suited on the button. We might see some action here.
Facing a raise and a call, but on the button, so he does have that position there.
He might want to thin this out because ace-9 suited doesn't really play well after the flop. He's told me that.
In this position, though, he does elect to go with the call. He's hoping for some hearts.
Back over to Charlie with Jack-3. So much money is in there right now. He's already got 12 invested. It's not too much more to him, but he's going to fold. Back over to Kyle. Kyle in the big blind. Already got 48,000 invested. Looks like.
Ooh, and he wakes up pocket tens. He's debating about putting on the squeeze here.
Kyle. Patriots Kyle.
He's thinking over his options, knowing that Natali is that short stack, wondering what kind of hands he'd be putting that small raise in, and here it comes.
Whoop.
Looks to be 200,000 is the raise here from Kyle. And now Natali's in a tough spot here.
Natali does have 2 overs here, so it's not the worst in the world. He doesn't obviously know that, but that he's in that position. But he got it in here. It's still.
He does have to wonder, though, what are the 2 people calling behind him with? Both Winston and Skull Mike called. Both are very capable players, obviously, as we know. Wouldn't be calling with anything. Chances are one, if not both of them, does have an ace, which is kind of going to eliminate some of Winston's outs, or some of Natali's outs here. It's a tough decision here for Natali.
Nakia, you didn't miss the joke of the night. It's coming up next. So in between this next hand, but this is a barn burner right here. Natali is decision for his chips. He's got 145 to call. He's only got 175, so he's putting it all in if he's doing anything. He's not just calling and leaving 30K left. He's going to put it all in. Natali says,
he's going to fold. He is going to fold that. Disciplined fold by Natali, knowing who that's all about the strength of his opponents behind him, knowing who they are, knowing that they still have to act, and also knowing that Kyle hasn't played too many hands. He hasn't been getting out of line here. Now Skull Mike with the decision on the button with the ace-9 of hearts. We'll see what he does here.
Not in too good shape against pocket tens.
Especially with 2 of those aces gone,
he does lay
make
it down.
The fold.
Kyle, so here's the joke of the night, folks. Listen up close. It is a little racy, so if you got kids, I'll give you 3 seconds to get them out of the room. So Herman and Henrietta, both 90 years old, they meet in a nursing home after being single for 30 years. They meet in a nursing home, 90 years old. Both can't hardly see, can't hardly hear. They get married on their wedding night. Henrietta turns to Herman and says, we got to figure out, a system of when we want to have sex. And Herman says, yeah, when you want to have sex, reach under the covers and give me one quick yank. And she goes, well, what about when I don't want to have sex? And Herman looked at her and said, reach under the covers and give me 67 yanks. There is your joke of the day. 1 if you like it, 2 if you don't. I think you'll like this one. Joke of the day.
Rick, I don't even know what to say.
67 yanks.
I think that's going to... We'll see what the chat thinks of that as we look here. Skull Mike here in the cutoff with Jack-10 offsuit.
Come on, folks. Give me a 1 or a 2. Here we go. We got Jack-10 offsuit for Skull Mike. 357K. I think he is no longer steaming.
My guess is he is going to open this. Definitely good enough in the cutoff range, facing no opens in front of you. My guess is he'll make this 60,000, maybe 65. That's kind of been the table standard. He does indeed raise it up here. Looks to be right at that 65,000 mark.
1s all around, by the way.
And Kyle with the King Jack.
Bruno says best joke ever. He's staying. So I just made the lodge some extra money from Bruno staying, and there's the fold. And Mike, is going to take down some Annies.
And Bruno, you can stay, but you are not allowed to touch that Subway sandwich. I'm coming for that in just a little bit here.
Josh is right. How do you not say 69 times? Because that would confuse people, Josh. You know, of all people, you are a stand-up comedian. You cannot throw something that actually confuses the issue. 67 was the perfect amount. Think about it. Get back to me.
Now we got seat 9 going a little crazy.
What is
Not
he
sure
doing?
What the hell he's looking. Maybe he's got some food delivered. Maybe he's just trying to get the blood flowing to his hands, ready for when he shoves it all in.
I never know what he's doing. What is he doing?
He might have been waving down MJ. Not sure, as MJ's coming to the table a little late. Whatever the case is, definitely some shady stuff over there.
Nakia, you said that was a 2. Everyone else says 1. Nakia, you gotta come on, Nakia. All right.
Winston here looking down at the 7-6 of clubs from middle position. Looks like he's going to take a little stab at this here, betting 60,000. And our boy Skull Mike took a big hit with that full house hand against Dusty earlier, but he's built back a nice little chip stack for himself again. Does elect to fold onto Kyle on the button with the offsuit ace deuce. Just going to fold around to Dusty in the big blind. Dusty's got those pocket 7s. He's got Winston in a world of hurt here.
Got a lot of hoodies going on. How many hoodies are at the table? I'm wearing a hoodie tonight, but I mean, this is crazy. See, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think 9. The hoodie is the unofficial uniform of the poker player.
That's true, and especially when it's cold outside, even more so. If you come over to the lodge, we do have lodge hoodies that are available as well. We have some interesting colors for you because we know how popular they are. And it looks like Dusty's considering a 3-bet here. He's cutting out some chips. He's got those pocket 7s in the big blind. We'll see what he elects to do.
Don't forget, for our cash game live streams, if you want to be part of it, on the bottom of the screen is a way to get in touch with Skull Mike. Email him, and we'll get you in on one of the upcoming cash streams. Look like we're going to have a raise here by Dusty with his pocket 7s, and Winston's going to get out of the way.
210,000 here. Not sure if Winston's going to be one to continue here. The one thing that Winston does have going for him is he would have some live cards there, but he does let it go. And on we go forward again. First place tonight getting 10,000, north of 10,000 American dollars. In addition to those fantastic Beats headphones, are going to be awarded to first place tonight.
Yeah.
What we're playing for. And we're starting to see some separation. Rick, we got a couple stacks that are now north of $1 million. We're starting to see some small stacks emerge and some big stacks starting to take over. As we move to the final portions of this tournament here.
They're saying they want Alex to tell a joke to see if they can compare the world-class joke-telling skills of one Slick Rick with just a man off the street.
Ooh.
Alex D'Amico. So it's up to you, Alex. You're a guest. I'm not going to hold you back if you feel you've got one. But I got to warn you. You got to bring it strong. These people will tear you apart.
With the jokes, I'm going to be passing on that joke, Rick. I appreciate it.
All right, we gave you a chance.
Prepared. From what I understand, you do such a great job with the jokes. I would not want to come in here and show you up on the first night.
Yeah, well,
I want to be invited back, Rick.
Yes, and you will be.
Because we know that Skull Mike is going to make many a final table moving forward.
Yeah.
And when that happens, I'll be here to help you out.
Yeah, $65K is the raise from Kyle over to Dusty with Big Slick. See, you said parking lot hand with ace queen. We used to call Big Slick walking back to Houston because so many people would overplay Big Slick that they lose all their money and have to walk back home. And that was back in the day.
We see Dusty, though, is starting to pick up some hands. He's had some nice hands in the last few little bit. We'll see if he make him. Obviously, he's going to be raising Kyle's cutoff raise. My guess is he's going to make it somewhere in that ballpark of, again, about 200,000, maybe What is that, 225, 230? 230.
Very good call from Alex. 230 is the bet. Over to Gladen with 10-6 offsuit. He'll fold. Got to know Gladen hasn't really been involved in too many hands.
And we should see Kyle get away from this here. Kyle's
Yeah.
known for being a relatively
Quickly.
snug player. Took a shot at it, but unfortunately, Dusty rode up for him. Dusty woke up with that big slick. And now I believe is our chip leader with that 1.2 million stack. If he's not, he's close to it. Once again, if you're just tuning in, the blue chips are worth 25,000. The pinks are worth 5,000, and the yellows are worth 1,000. The yellows will be coming off the table here in a little bit as we are moving on to blind levels that no longer need them.
John, I totally agree with you. Of that camp, that big slick is overrated and overplayed. I see it every time, but there's a lot of people that disagree with us, so that's just my opinion. Not that I don't like getting it, because it's one of the good starting hands, because if you do hit it, you're going to have top pair and top kicker, but I just see people overplay it. It's a drawing hand. At the end of the day, ace-king is a drawing hand, so we'll argue that till the end of time. Charlie looks down at queen deuce offsuit.
As we look here, we see the lineup as it moves forward. One thing that we're liking all these players as they're playing, they're taking their time, and they're staying relatively in line. Natalie once again with that ace-jack, if I'm not mistaken, fifth time, and this time once again he is going to make that plunge. Dusty in the button with ace-4
He only
suited.
had like 5 big blinds left, so he's got to make that play.
And especially facing no aggression in front of him. I think Dusty's going to be forced to lay this down, knowing that Natalie's not shoving. Probably shoving with any ace at this point, but Gladen with the big slick, the ace-king, we're definitely going to see at the very least a call from Gladen. He does make the call. And Natalie's in a world of hurt here, drawn to the 3 outs.
MJ is looking down at 5-6, and he says, I'm going to get rid of it. So here we go. We're going to see Big Slick against Ace-Jack, and now Big Slick's looking really good. He's got basically a 70-30 advantage over Natalie, who gets up.
Definitely does. And Gladen right now is just asking for some clubs, asking for minimum pain. Natalie looking for a miracle here.
Also, they're suited. Ace-King. There's the jack, though.
The jack coming out.
There we go. Big Slick looking for a queen, ace, or king. 4 outs. Not an ace, I'm sorry. But there's the king.
King on the river. And now Natalie's drawing the 4 outs here.
Doesn't happen. So Big Slick, as we just mentioned, needed help on the turn to hit the king, and we're going to have our 8th place finisher. Natalie is going to go out in 8th place, and he's going to collect $1,138 for his efforts. He started the day today. What did it start at noon today? It's 11:15, so 11 hours. About $100 an hour.
That's not too bad.
Hey, it's good work if you can get it.
Yes, sir. Not too bad at all. As we're looking here now, 7 remain, and we see a little bit of a pay jump. Also, the blinds are now increasing. So now our small blind is 15,000. Our big blind is 13,000 with a 30,000 big blind ante. Dusty with that big chip stack of 1.2 million. But we see that we do have some, at this point, still not too many small chip stacks. The smallest one's about 13 big blinds. Mike Reisman's going to be starting under the gun here with one of those small chip stacks. Let's see what he elects to do here.
Alex River is the 5th card out normally, so I don't. Did you say otherwise? I might have missed something.
Not sure what happened there. If I misspoke, I apologize. But definitely, the River, I agree, is the 5th card out. The flop is the first 3, and then the turn is going to be the 4th card and the 5th card. We're looking at that River there. As Mike does make it 30,000, just flat calls from under the gun with the ace-6 of diamonds.
Charlie hadn't had too many cards to play. He's got 2 good ones now. Pocket 10s.
Remember, about probably a half hour ago, these two faced off with ace-queen versus ace-queen. And Charlie's aggressiveness with the ace-queen won him
Here
that
comes
pot.
the raise.
And again, showing aggression with the pocket 10s, making it 120,000.
I think Skull Mike, depending on what happens in front of him, I think Skull Mike is already thinking to himself, if it gets to me, I'm calling with Ace King.
I'm actually thinking that he might actually, knowing that the history there, he might want to take Charlie to the test here, seeing that Charlie shoved into him with that ace queen, but he does let it go. Nice discipline lay down there from Skull Mike. Saved himself a world of hurt.
Tournaments are a grind, yeah. You have to have patience. That's why I probably am more of a cash player. We played in a tournament about a month ago. It's a Big O tournament, Big Mitt, whatever you want to call it. And at 2:30 in the morning, I look at my watch. There's still 4 players. All of us with a bunch of chips. I said, it's 2:30. It's a weekday. I want to go home. So I started dumping chips off. But you got to have the patience, and you got to know it could be a long night.
That's right, especially when it's these big tournaments. These big tournaments are going to last 10, 12 hours. This tournament's probably going to last in somewhere in the ballpark of 14.
Yeah.
But when you're playing for $10,000,
yes,
Rick, you need to be playing for a long time.
I hear you.
That's for definite sure here. Charlie with the Queen 8 offsuit, surely going to be letting that go.
Kyle with Queen Deuce suited.
For those of you that watch live at the bike, the Israeli raw hand.
And
lets it go.
Over to Dusty. Dusty with a bunch of chips. He's picked up big ace-jack suited.
Dusty is running hot, and if you're going to run hot on a tournament, you want it to be at that final table when you can get maximum value out of it. He makes the race to 80,000 here. We look down to Skull Mike in the big blind. Not sure what he's got here.
Ben Dog says that Skull Mike looks like a bank robber. Interestingly enough, Ben Dog, did you see his LinkedIn page? His Instagram page. No, I'm just kidding. ATX Poker says, good to see the lodge is back up and running. Yes. We hope all the poker clubs in Austin are up and running. Austin is thawed out. Let me tell you, today, 60 degrees, sun shining. I think everything is melted. Now we just have to clean up. We got to turn everybody's water back on. I think everybody has power, or the majority of people, the vast majority have power, but it's just going to be a bunch of cleanup. And if you're a plumber, move to Austin for the next month.
Definitely.
Because you are going to have as much work as you could ever hope for. Work during the day, play poker here at the night. If you're a plumber, come to Austin.
Restaurants also feeling it. The Whataburger across the street from us actually ran out of food last night.
I bet.
As they were flooded with people. I went to Subway today. I actually got their last loaf of bread.
Oh, my God.
I thought there was going to be a riot. I took it with no, and now Bruno wants that sub that I have in the refrigerator waiting for me.
Yeah.
He's trying to.
I went to the grocery store, and let me tell you, there was nothing in the grocery store.
Yeah, there's definitely some people, but I will say something. And Texans have proven their spirit of community. I was driving, and there were guys that were just driving around with big trucks, just trying to pull people out, doing nothing else.
Oh yeah,
but doing it. We really appreciate that. And we got a little blind versus blind action here. 10 deuce offsuit for Charlie. Making a little play here. We've seen Charlie play relatively snug up to this point, but he's definitely targeted Skull Mike in this.
He's speed bagging Mike.
We got a race to 110,000. Not much Skull Mike can do here, but let it go.
A little speed bag action. Charlie showing some chops with his 10 deuce offsuit, the Doyle Brunson.
That's right. And for those of you not in the booth with us, we just saw Rick demonstrate what a speed bag would be. Definitely could see that Rick was an athlete back in the day. Definitely could see that he's spent some time in the boxing arena.
I did see Rocky.
He saw Rocky. My guess is probably at least 4 of the Rockies.
Oh, at least. What was your favorite Rocky?
Rocky 4 is by far the best.
Really? I like the original.
The 3 montages that come up to it, and not too much drama other than the actual fighting. By far and away, Rocky 4. Rocky 5 and Rocky 6 we can just forget about. They don't actually count as Rocky movies. For those of you that would say otherwise, I would question what you look for in a movie.
And we'll talk about this. Let's look and see what Skull Mike has. He's got ace-3 again, but this time on the button.
And facing no action in front of him, he's probably going to make a play here, knowing that there's been no aggressiveness. He's looking. He sees Charlie, who's been targeting him in the last little bit, and knowing that Kyle is not one to normally defend his big blind, he is going to make a raise here to.
He's going all in, Mikey.
Oh, and Charlie wakes up with jacks.
Charlie looks
Skull
up.
Mike picking the wrong time to make a play here tonight.
The dose jiggities.
And you got to feel, because as Charlie's sitting here, he's loving life right now, seeing the pocket jacks, knowing that Skull Mike jammed into him, knowing he's at least going to call, trying to rope along Kyle for a call as well.
Dos hermanos for Charlie. The two brothers.
And at this point, all Mike can hope for is to hopefully hit an ace on this flop, because Charlie's at least calling, if not going all in himself. Looks like Mike's got right at 297.
Oh, Skull Mike trying to make a play. There's no way Charlie gets away from pocket jacks.
And he does make that call right there.
And
Kind of
Kyle
blocked by Aaron,
looks
the
down
dealer's
at ace jack.
H-Jack here for Kyle. My guess is Kyle's going to let this go. Knowing Kyle, some players would definitely play that. Kyle's a snug player. And Skull Mike sees the bad news, sees the jiggities.
Oh,
And he's drawn to 2 outs now as
and
Kyle folded the ace-jack.
Skull Mike is thinking, can I get in the booth after this hand, please? He's about ready to see the rail.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate for Mike here, as Charlie has been.
Ooh, hits a 3.
It's a 3
Not
here.
the
Adds
worst.
a couple of outs. You'd like to see a hand with maybe a couple of hearts or a couple of spades, so you could have a flush off options.
Ooh,
Unfortunately, he's
4
drawing
outs
one
now.
more card.
An
Can
ace or a
Skull
3.
Mike pull it out here. We're looking here.
Oh, does not happen. Skull Mike will exit in 6th place. Skull is going to collect 1,876 simoleons.
I believe it's 7th place.
Is it 7th?
That's
It is 7th place.
That's 7th place.
7th place. I'm
So,
sorry.
7th
That's
place gonna be
1449.
Great job, Skull Mike. Ran a little bit unlucky there. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I have done my best, but I see Skull Mike walking up here. I'm interested to see the kind of fire that he's spitting on the mic, so I'm going to give up my mic, and I'm going to let Skull Mike be with you the rest of the night. I appreciate you, Rick, for having me.
Alex, you were welcome anytime. You did a fabulous job. I think let us give us a 1 or a 2. 1 if you'd like Alex to come back again. 2 if you don't. But we don't care. You're coming back.
I like it. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll be back next week, as hopefully Mike will be at a final table there next week, and we'll hopefully be able to commentate on some of him. Once again, just a reminder, the 200K next week is coming up. Make sure you're there. If you come to the lodge, ask for me. I'd be happy to help you out with anything you need.
Great.
But at this point, we're going to give the mic over to the one and the only Skull Mike.
Hey, Alex, thanks so much. You did great. You got a lot of ones all around. People want you back, so you'll be coming back. Alex D'Amico, one of the great supervisors here at the lodge. If you come to the lodge, just ask for Alex. Will says, give Bruno the sub. For God's sakes, give Bruno the sub. Everybody says good job, Alex. So we will have Alex back. But right now, folks, I want to introduce you to the one, the only, the man who goes all in with ace-3 offsuit, Mike the Skull Reisman. Mikey, welcome back.
Ricky, Saturday night at the lodge, Art of Poker,
You know,
February 2021, and I just blew it.
we have to be honest. You know,
I'm pissed off, Rick. I'm not going to lie. I'm pissed off. I'm a little steamed up here in the booth.
we got a steamer.
We got a steamer, and he's in the booth right now, ladies and gentlemen.
But we have to be honest. We are on a 30-minute delay, so we saw you in the booth
I've been
30
in there.
minutes ago, and I didn't want to bring you on right away because I knew you were steamed
I
up.
needed to take a break.
You needed a 30-minute decompression.
Thanks for the punching bag in the booth there. Charlie was just whooping me up there. Made a hero call with ace high from seat 1 there. Just, it didn't need to be done. I made a bunch of mistakes. I played so great all day long. I haven't played a tournament since July.
Yeah.
So there's that. I went to the World Series of Poker, played a couple of tournaments. Like the last couple tournaments I've played, I've been making that final table.
Yep.
And then I just kind of lost it here at the final table. Made a bunch of mistakes, a few of them,
Yeah.
and it cost me. So it's just
Well-
it's a little unfortunate.
Well, the $1,400 helps a little bit.
Not really. Not really. Honestly, I fired one bullet today.
Yeah.
So I made some money. Only a $200 buy-in, but I'm not really playing for a $1,000 win. I really wanted that first place prize money, that $10K, and I only played today for a little bit of warm up for next week.
Yeah.
200Ks next week.
Yep.
I haven't played a tournament in a while, so I said, let me get in the mix and see if I still got it. And I played great today. And then final table just made a couple mistakes. And then, at the final table, you got to be your sharpest. And you can't afford to make mistakes at the final table when you're playing poker. And
it seemed like the call from seat one when he had the boat that got you a little steamed up.
Yeah, it did. It did. Honestly, that's exactly what happened there. And I kept getting into a couple tough spots. I had pocket threes, early position.
Right.
I could have jammed there. I had a weak ace. I could have jammed there. I would have been called off. So just a couple tough spots there. I know seat one was a pretty good player. He's playing pretty snug there. But the way that board ran out with the queen, 8-8, I thought my ace high could have been good.
Right.
And then me and Charlie had the ace, queen hand. I could have led C-bet that flop there. So just a couple mistakes that you can't make at the final table. So that's why I'm here in the booth with you and not, at the tables.
Well, let's be honest. You outlasted. There was 194 entries.
Yeah.
You finished 7th, and you got a lot of money. So you'll have some bullets for next week.
And I won a racehorse today.
Uh-oh.
So
how many seats do you have already?
Two seats. So we're running good. We're running good today. We're in the green for sure. But I didn't really want to be here with you. Alex was doing such a great job.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Skull Mike there, a.k.a. the bank robber, was it at seat 6, whatever seat I was in, and I just blew it for the fans and the stream. So I wanted to win it for you.
Well,
and
your dad was watching.
Yeah,
he's a little disappointed. But you know what, Mike? There's plenty of time to make your dad proud. You're still a young man.
Made a couple of cash game hero calls in the final table of the Art of Poker. It's not what you're supposed to do there, Ricky.
I know.
But that joke tonight,
that was
fire.
fire.
What is that, 67 little wanks under the blanket?
Yes, that's fire right there.
67 wanks. Usually, I like the 69 call there. I think you should have gone with the 69, honestly.
The 69 would have been too much. So we'll go on to the next hand. And folks, lots of great things happening at the lodge. Blinds are now 15, 30, 30. So every orbit you're putting in 75 grand into the pot.
I don't mind my ace-3 shove there on the button, but goddamn Charlie was just, whooping me around there. And I said I had enough, Rick. I had enough. I had to jam it all in there, and then boom, he wakes up with the jiggities, and I'm scalped, and there's blood splatter everywhere in my chair. My chair is still there. That's usually in the booth here with me. Now I need to look at that chair for the rest of the stream. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
You did well, young man. You did well.
I'm not playing for 7th place, Rick.
I know, and you don't often get to final tables. So when you do get there, you gotta be patient there.
Yeah, jump the gun there.
But that just proves it because let's face it, you're a great player. We all know that, but it just proves it that sometimes even great players make a mistake. This is why this game is so hard to master.
Yeah,
there's always a chance for you to do something like that, but it's gone.
Not bragging. I make a lot of final tables, and I don't play many tournaments. I make a lot of final tables, but you need to close the door.
Michael Stott saying he's still waiting for his email back from Mikey.
Michael Stott. Well, let me see here. I'm going to check my email right now. When did you send me that email, Michael? Come on now. Let me take a peek.
Not Michael Scott from the office. Michael Stott, S-T-O-T-T.
I don't see no email.
Well, make sure you look on the scroll and make sure you see the exact email address.
Oh, I know. He's the one talking about the free room. And we had a conversation today, Mikey. Come on. Can't put me on blast on the stream here at the Art of Poker, February 2021.
So we've got, we want to thank our title sponsor, America's Card Room. They're going to be part of our big tournament next week. We're going to call the feature table next week the America's Card Room feature table. And that's going to be fun. They'll give a gift. That's the plan, is to give a gift to every person who enters the big tournament. But I saw we might have some trouble receiving that due to all the challenges with receiving things. I saw the tracking number, and it was delivered to a different city. So we'll see about what arrives in time.
Talking about?
Yeah, the
Where
ACR
did they send it
gifts.
to?
to Vegas. So I'm hoping he sent me a different tracking number.
ACR needs to wake up. Come on
Yeah.
now. Title sponsor. How many we got here? 6 left after my scalping.
John says poker, 15 minutes to learn, a lifetime to master. That's
Dusty's
the
seat
truth.
1. Dusty is seat 1, right?
Yes.
After the gift that, you see that it was such a monster hand there, and I couldn't put him on that queen. And I know whoever won that hand was going to be in the driver's seat for the rest of this final table. So I made a sticky hero call there. My read was wrong.
Yeah.
And now he's waking up with the ladies here. So Dusty definitely, I don't have any experience with Dusty, but from what I've seen so far, he's a solid player, definitely. We were playing on the outer tables when there were 18-27 left, so I had a little experience today. But I made the bad decision there. And now Dusty waking up with the ladies with a lot of chips here. He's in the driver's seat, so it's Dusty's world. We're just living in it here after the snow. Saturday night at the lodge. Nice to see everybody back here.
Tell you what I had to do after this hand, in between the hands, I'll tell you what I had to do over at the homestead to just live. It's crazy stuff.
Power water, or how were you doing?
Well, no, we had rolling blackouts, and we still have very little water, I'll tell you.
If you need a shower, you smell pretty stinky, you can go over to my house.
Well,
I got good flow going on. It's not just the hair.
Wow.
It's with the shower and the faucet.
I was able to go over to a friend's house to shower. 9-3 deuce, 2 hearts. Great flop for the ladies.
Yeah, great flop.
I don't know what Charlie is thinking right now. He was hoping for a good flop. He's going to make a mistake here.
Those are all my chips, so you better use them wisely.
Charlie's
a good player. He hasn't been at the lodge a lot recently, but he's no stranger to the lodge. Mainly plays cash. He plays all types of games, PLO, Big O, so Charlie has a great poker mind. As you've seen, he gave me a little ass whooping today. And he's just picking the wrong spot against Dusty, similar to what I did earlier. So Charlie following the same suit. I like to think I have a good poker mind. So me and Charlie are sipping the same little haterade right now, and Dusty's just, reaping the benefits.
Michael Stott says he's got 7 bullets prepared for the big tournament. Hey, Michael, 7 bullets.
Whoa, coming in here firing hot. That's like a machine gun. Take it easy.
The good thing about bullets, don't forget, if you pay every day you come in, day 1, you pay one time the door fee, $75. Yeah. And then every bullet is just $500 after that. So it is a good value.
Dusty raises it up here, and that's going to shut down this hand. Yeah, I came in here today. I really haven't played many tournaments. I'm mainly playing cash. But, I'm no stranger to tournaments, so I wanted to just, work out the kinks a little bit. Made the final table, only on 1 bullet. I came prepared to fire 3-4 bullets, and I was kind of spraying early on. And then somehow everything just kind of started clicking up until the final table for me.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have a couple little extra bullets in your pocket, especially for the big $500 entry here for the 200K coming up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This room is going to be buzzing.
Oh, God.
And there's going to be
crazy.
a lot of money here. Somebody's going to be walking home with a lot of money next Sunday. We're going to be streaming all week. Have you told the viewers that?
Yep. It's every day we'll have a stream starting Wednesday night with a little cash game where we've got some players coming in from ATX Poker and a few others. ATX Poker says they want to give away something, a shirt to the viewers.
Yeah.
We'll try to find a way to do that.
Shout out to ATX Poker. I've been in contact with them, and we're going to have 2 of their team members playing in on our Wednesday 1-3-500 cap game. So look out for that. There's going to be the ATX Poker team's going to be in the house on Wednesday.
So Kyle looks down at 5 deuce. I don't think he's going to do anything with this. He just quickly checks, and looks like we're going to go heads up to a flop between Kyle and Charlie. 9-7 jack, 2 spades. Neither player sniffs any of that. And Charlie going to keep up the aggression here.
Pisses me off every time I see that chair, Rick. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, your chair. And Charlie's going to take down this one.
Still annoyed.
Michael says, my plan is to come in aggressive and hopefully only have to use 2 or 3. LOL. Hey, do what you got to do. It's just more money that you can win, right? The more people enter. But Yeah, it starts Thursday, 4 p.m. is when it will all start. Fridays will start at 6 p.m. And we'll go either down to 10% of the field that day or 10 levels. So they're 30-minute blind levels, so you plan on playing at least 5-6 hours on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday for the levels. And then Sunday, it's whoever's left from all the other days, and we're going to play it down until it's finished. We'll have the final table for sure live streamed, and then we're still working out the kinks on when we'll get the live stream for each day. But there will be a live stream going Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday. We will have something every day starting Wednesday next week.
Yeah, that's going to be some serious stuff. So you definitely got to be subscribed to our channel. Like this broadcast as well. Let's see how many likes we got going on right now. Last time I checked, it was 21. We should definitely be higher than that. I'm going to take a peek.
Ladies' night is coming in March for sure. Mike's going to work on that, but we got to get through this big tournament. It's February is big tournament time. The Art of Poker, and followed by the 200K guarantee. So we'll get the ladies' night going, guaranteed.
The ladies' night's going to happen in March. We got a lot of interest for that already. Just got to take care of the end of February. A really big month here for the Lodge, that 200K. We're going to have Wednesday and Saturday cash game streams. So let's take care of these 6 streams moving forward. And then sometime in March, we're going to spice it up with the ladies here on probably a Wednesday night, I'm thinking. But we shall see.
Ladies! Deuce 4, 10, 2 diamonds, and both players flop top pair. Charlie with the better kicker. This could get a little spicy. Please.
Hey, baby. You get hot tonight?
We're going to give, please like and subscribe. We're wanting to get over 1,000 subscribers by the end of next week, and we think we can do it. We're getting about over 100 a week, and we're doing well. If you do like what you're watching, definitely give us a like and please subscribe. That would help us out a lot. There's a call from Charlie. He's in the lead. He's totally dominating Dusty right now. Dusty's basically has 3 outs. Ooh, I thought that was one of them. Looked like a 9, but it's an 8. Ruth Hall says, sign me up.
Yeah, Ruth, you're going to be in the mix. I was thinking that you'd be great for that game. So I'll be in contact with you, and don't you worry, you're going to bring your beautiful face right here on the big screen for all to see.
Looks like a big bet from Dusty. And no, Michael, they'll play down each day one down to either 10% of those entries. So if there were 150 entries, they'll play down to 15, or they'll stop after 10 levels. Either or. Down to 10% of the field that day, or 10 levels. So, and it doesn't go to a final table. It could be a final table. It can't be a final
I don't
table.
think that's going to happen.
It can't be a final table because they'll stop after 10%.
I don't think we're going to have,
So let's say 200 people are in day 1A on Thursday. If it gets down to 20 players, they'll stop play. Or if they play 10 levels and there's 40 people left, they'll stop after 10 levels. That is what I'm understanding.
Trent's asking how long we're going to be streaming tonight. This is the Art of Poker, usually our biggest tournament each month, and we're going to be here till the end. So right now we have, how many? We got 6 remaining, yeah. So we're going to be here until we have 1 winner, and their plaque, their face, their picture on the wall. That's what you get. You get a nice trophy, and of course you walk away with 10K plus. So still steamed up there. Every time I look at that chair, I'm not even really looking at these whole cards, just staring at that empty seat there.
Notice that chair, folks, in seat 6. It looks different than all the other chairs. That's Mike. What, did you buy that chair and bring it in, or did you have it made in Italy? Where did you get that chair?
Special made, but snakeskin leather, of course. We brought it in deep from some country in Europe you never heard from. Shipped straight to the lodge. And it's just for losers. It's just for 7th place losers like myself. And now I'm here sitting in the booth with you, watching these fine gentlemen battle it out for the 10K.
Dusty is just accumulating a bunch of chips, and he's going to make the call and go against Gladen. 9-5 versus Jack Deuce. Queen 10-4, 2 spades. Nobody hit any of that. Willie Nelson, Queen. Oh, thank you for whoever said Willie Nelson, because it's hard for me to think of jokes, and next week I've got a joke about Willie Nelson, so thank you. There's the bet. And
so you got your jokes planned out already?
Of
week
course.
by week?
You don't understand,
Wow.
Skull. This is not something where I just come in and wing it. I understand the people need a good joke. It's something I plan, I practice.
So we have 6 streams next week? Or are you telling me you already have 6?
No. That might be tough. I might not have 6 jokes next week.
Thought you might have a world tour, a Rick Epstein world tour. You might have to, put aside the commentating, the poker commentating, and just get out there on the stage for the people.
So Alex corrected me. It's top 10% or after level 16, not level 10, Rick. Whenever we stop on day 1A is when we will stop then on 1B and 1C. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Day 1A happens, they either play down to the 10% of that field that day or level 16. And they'll continue to play down. Wherever they stop in day 1A, that's when they'll stop day 1B and C. So thank you, Alex D'Amico. $500 plus $75 club access fee. And for another $10, you get dealer appreciation. So for a total of $585, you can enter. That's your first bullet. Every bullet thereafter would only be $510, because you don't have to hit the door access fee every day. Now, if you come back the next day, you have to pay another door access fee. Every day, 1 door access fee for as many bullets, all you can eat. Nakia, you planned tonight's joke? Yes. Bruno says it all. That's all I need to say. Rick, joke tonight was top-notch, bro. I trust Bruno's taste.
Yeah,
Bruno's
is one sicko, though. 67.
This is who I'm going after.
67 wanks under the blanket. Bruno's going to be
who do you think
of that.
Who do you think my fans are?
So
they're the sickos of the world.
We got ladies here in the stream, Rick. Come on, you got to class this stream up a little bit there. And if you're going to go with 67, you might as well go plus 269. Come on there. For the sickos, of course. Queen 6 of spades. Dusty here with all the chips. Half of those my chips after the donation.
And we haven't seen much from MJ lately. He started off with a bang. He doubled up twice and hasn't really been involved.
This is not the time to be messing around. As Winston here from behind, you know what he has. So, what's going to happen here? MJ, no stranger.
Winston with the ladies.
Yeah, no stranger to the final table here.
Hey, baby, you looking hot tonight?
Winston with the ladies. He picks up a nice little pot where he goes all in.
Don't know much about Winston. Haven't seen him around frequently. Started out with him early on in the day. And that's another thing here. This tournament started at 12 o'clock. And then, we're approaching what? We're approaching 11:45 here.
Yeah.
I got eliminated about an hour ago, 10:45. I'm not one to really play, 10-hour, 45-minute plus sessions. I come in here, I like playing cash maybe for about 5-6 hours, then I like to go home. So, come around the 10 o'clock hour, I was getting a little bit reary, getting a little bit hungry. I had a couple snacks in my bag, but my play kind of, really came to its demise towards the end there. So, tournament poker, you got to be sharp for 12, 13 hours plus.
Well, that's what we were saying.
And I wasn't sharp enough for the long run tonight.
That's really so important, to stay sharp. And if you do get steamed, You know, how do you get yourself off steam? We just mentioned and you agreed that the queen value bet kind of got you steamed up there. You didn't like losing that 150,000, whatever he put in. But how do you keep yourself? It's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, I wasn't, steamed to the point where I was just going to just jam it in super light, but I was just disappointed. It didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
But you really just gotta erase it as soon as possible and power on. But it just
you got to be like a defensive back in the NFL. You get burned by a touchdown and somebody spikes it in your face, and then you have to come back the next.
You got to be like Marcus Aurelius. You know who Marcus Aurelius was?
Yeah,
AKA Russell Crowe in
yes,
Gladiator.
Yes.
When you're fighting in there in the pit with the tigers and they claw at your arm and you're bleeding there, and then you get stabbed by Caesar, and you think all hell is going to break loose, and you're just going to flat out die right there on the sand. You got to battle back. You got to take it down. You got to be the last man standing.
But you also have to have no memory. You got to be able to shake those bad plays off.
Persevere.
That's why I say, like a defensive back, you get burned one play. You can't let one play beat you twice. That's what a coach used to tell us. Don't let one bad play beat you twice, Mikey.
Yeah.
Interpolate that.
I would like to think I made one mistake. It's more about I made about 2 or 3 mistakes there in a short period of time here, but it's all right. I went into the tank there a lot on that hand. I just wasn't giving Dusty credit there for queen, and I was wrong.
Well, I even said that ace sometimes with 2 pair on the board, ace is good.
Yeah, I just said I sensed a little weakness there, and I was just completely wrong. So I'm one to go with my reads, and I don't have any experience with Dusty.
Yeah.
And I was wrong here with Charlie waking up with ace-king here in the small blind. Let's see how he's doing. He's got 527 here. I'd like to see him fire in a raise for sure. I think this might I saw Charlie here recently in the room before I got in the booth here, so I don't know what happens here, but this could be trouble here for Charlie. Winston on the button here with a pretty 9-8 of spades. Definitely good enough for a raise. Attack the blinds here.
Ooh, and he's just going to call, it looks like. He
Yeah,
does.
I would have liked to seen a raise there, definitely. So, especially the way Charlie's been playing. Ace-king way good enough here for a raise in the small blind. Doesn't have great. Let's see what the flop has for playability here.
Ooh, ace 9-9, a brutal flop for Charlie.
That's it.
As Winston just smashes that flop.
Yeah, let's see what Winston does here on the button here. He goes check, check. So disguising this 9. And this is going to do it for Charlie here. You got to believe in your ace, especially with the king kicker here. He's reaching for chips. He's going to be firing here. And Winston's not going nowhere.
But does Winston just flat call here? Or does he go right now with his move? I mean, Charlie's already got,
It's a pretty wet board here, especially with the hearts and the clubs. You might want to charge those. I don't really find fault in any line here. If he wants to just flat it or rip it, he could definitely be putting Charlie on an ace with what he has here. So I kind of lean towards the rip. Get it in now, especially if Charlie is on any type of draw.
He does go all in.
So I like the rip here. And Charlie's not going to be folding, especially after he commits this much of a stack there. Pretty gross feeling. You don't love it, but ace-king definitely good enough.
He makes the call.
So that's trouble here for Charlie.
I mean, he's down to 2 outs. He needs an ace of spades or the ace of hearts. Because I guess the ace of clubs is, he's down to 2 outs.
Yeah, just the ace. Only the ace for the bigger boat here, and that's drawing thing. I don't think it's coming here. It's going to be GG Charlie.
Yep. And Charlie, you said you saw him in the room. That's why.
Yeah.
He goes down with Big Slick once again. Winston in a huge pot that will vault him to Dusty land.
Yeah, when you say, John, in the chat here, that's what happens when you slow play. Even if Charlie 3-bets that one up a little bit there, I imagine Winston would still defend there with his 9-8 of spades in position there with such a decent chip stack there. So I think that would have happened regardless, and only unless Charlie elects to jam there, but I think that would have been a little bit too aggressive there and unnecessary as well.
Charlie goes out in sixth place, collects $1,875 for his day's work.
Definitely should have re-raised there with the ace-king there, but again, I don't think he was going to be re-raising too high there, where that gets our boy on the button there out of the hand. I could be mistaken, so he definitely wanted to raise there. When I saw Charlie, I just saw Charlie before I came into the booth there, and he was kicking himself there, not for re-raising. So definitely a mistake by his part. And you see Charlie making a mistake, and you see Skull Mike himself making mistakes, and that's why they're no longer in the tournament. And we're down to 5 here for the plaque, the trophy, and the big money.
Dusty and Winston both 1.7 and 1.8 respectively. Everybody else 500,000 and below.
We only got about 25 likes here, people. So if you're watching and enjoying the broadcast, please hit that thumbs up button for us. Subscribe to the channel. Again, it's going to be a monster week for the Lodge Poker live stream here. We're going to be streaming 6 times this week. Multiple cash streams and multiple big money tournaments here. Much larger than this one. The guarantee on this tournament is usually $30K. The guarantee on the tournament for this week is $200K, and we're likely to surpass that amount as well. So lots of big money on the line here this week on this channel. So subscribe and like so you don't miss out on a single minute.
There's a big raise from MJ. And there's our split screen, our trademark split screen that we've really worked hard on. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I should say Dave Klaproth has really worked hard on that split screen. He's got about 27 different buttons to press. He's got it all set up, Mike. He showed it to me before the live stream. It's really looking good, and he's just. It's like he's ready to use it. Sometimes you can't use it if it doesn't require it. You can't just go to the split screen.
It's good on heads-up scenarios, especially when one player's in the tank and you see the other player eyeing them down, trying to get a read, and nobody wants to make a mistake there. So when players are in the blender in the tank, I love that split screen so you can keep an eye right in each other's faces on either player in C1, C3, whatever it may be. Don't miss out on the thing here. But we got multiple cameras around table 11 here, as you see. Cameras on each corner. So just the quality of the camera work and the clarity of everything here just makes it a joy to watch in my eyes. So I hope everybody at home is enjoying the feed as well.
And this look from the camera shows how much action is going on right now at the Lodge.
Saturday night at the Lodge, everybody's been bunkered down in their house here after the blizzard all week and the freezing temperatures here. We got power, we got water here at the Lodge. We got multiple 1-2 games going on, 1-3 games going on, PLO, Big O, another tournament going on besides this tournament. So definitely the place to be here on Saturday night at the Lodge, no question.
Down to 5 players.
Kyle with the ladies.
Ladies!
I think I got to do it, Rick, right?
Kyle with the ladies!
Uh-oh.
Where is your little toy that you have there?
It's coming out fresh right now.
Can't wait for the rabbit hunting kicks in. Yeah, we haven't used it. We've got it ready for tonight. The rabbit hunting where if it doesn't make it to the river and it's folded on the turn, there's a chance for us to see the rabbit. We've got the technology. We just have not used it tonight. We'll be using so much. We're gearing up. Everything we've done to date has been gearing up for the big week about to happen, starting Wednesday night with our Wednesday night cash live stream. Then we'll have live streams Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So just stick around and wait for some great action. 124 people in the live stream at midnight. Austin time, just a minute before, 2 minutes before midnight. We'll be here, it looks like we're going to be here a while, Mike. I think the last Art of Poker we went to 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I think we're going to be on the under on that. We shall see.
Yeah, I hope so.
Dusty with the big slick. Who knows? I don't know. I'm tired. I'm not tired. I'm upset. I'm happy to be with you. I'm in like a glass cage of emotion right now. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm a big tennis fan as well, so I'm happy to get home and watch the Djokovic-Medvedev match. That's going to be live at 3 a.m. And I got that on, DVR. So usually when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to watch that. But if this goes till 3 a.m., I might just pull an all-nighter and watch that. So
here's an all-in.
Oh, and we got tournament life at risk here. Dusty definitely good enough with the big slick here, but we have a call from seed 3. Not quite sure what he has. We'll see soon. Uh-oh. That's trouble.
Ace-Queen versus Ace-King.
Domination here. So it's Dusty's night here, clicking all the right buttons and getting his opponents to take the bait. And Glayton's going to need here, he's going to need that queen. Drawing thin, dominated at 22% here.
He's got the stand-up, the ace-queen stand-up. There's the jack. Jack, 8 deuce, nothing.
Not what he needed.
9, now he's got a straight draw, a few more outs.
So that helps for sure. 10 or a queen ball one time.
Doesn't come.
No, sir.
King on the river, and that'll do it. As Glayton will go out in 5th place. As boy, Dusty is just.
Yeah, I think the stars are aligning here for Dusty. Jay in the chat asking if this is live. You bet your sweet ass it's live. Come on now, this is the Lodge Poker live streaming every Wednesday and Saturday. And next week we're going to be streaming almost every day of the week. So like and subscribe to the channel.
It is a 30-minute delay, so yes, it's live.
It's
but
live.
That's live, baby. 24.69 goes to Glayton for 5th place. We're down to 4, gents. But it is a 30-minute delay. Otherwise, folks, if it wasn't delayed, then people at the table could see what you had.
He knows what you know what he meant by that.
All right.
Come on now. And there's that chair again. It's going to be in my
empty
dreams.
chair.
The empty chair. Just stare. I should have took it with me. I'm not very comfortable in the booth here. Shout out to Alex, though, for filling in for that first,
he did a fine job.
Hour of the stream. I thought he did a good job as well, so we appreciate the help and support.
Yeah, we will need people because you're going to be playing a lot of tournaments.
Not many.
We'll be needing people in the future.
How many people entered today? What was the?
It was 194 entries, and I don't know how many different people that was, but 194 entries.
There you go. Only 9 survived, and now only 4.
38,000 in the prize pool. Mikey, we got an email. Hey, from the ownership group. We want to play the tournament, but with the place being closed all week, we can't guarantee. Should we play it? We said, of course, play it and tell the players there's no guarantee this week, and let's see what happens. And you know what? They shattered whatever the guarantee would have been.
Without a question, you knew that was going to happen. A little bit of insurance for the club, no problem here. It's going to be a big week, but shout out to the Austin poker community coming out in full force here. Not our biggest art of poker, but that was to be expected. But still shattered the expected guarantee. Close to 40K in the prize pool and 10K up top right now. So these 4 gentlemen, and Kyle and MJ here, props to them. They've made a bunch of final tables lately here on our streams, whether it be the Sunday freeze out or some of our larger tournaments here. Seat 4 and what is that, seat 8 have been here a lot lately, so props to them. But Dusty in seat 1, and we have seat 5 here. Some new faces to the Lodge Poker live stream, but they're playing a hell of a game here.
And it's the Lodge is not a casino; it's just a card house, and all we do is poker here, nothing else. Different games of poker, but we're located in Round Rock, Texas, which is literally the largest suburb of Austin, Texas, right in the middle of the state. We're a 15-minute drive down from I-35, of which we're located on. You would hit downtown Austin, which goes right through the city. So that's where we're located.
Michael's asking if he can use my chair for the big 200K, and then if you want me to find you and target you like Liam Neeson does in the what's those movie called? Those Liam Neeson movies? What are they called? What's the title of that movie?
I don't know.
Liam Neeson. Somebody help me in the chat.
I mean, he's been in a few.
No, those famous movies that he's in. Where he's
Schindler's List?
Please, I'll find you and I'll kill you, or I'll get you.
Yeah, I know that.
Taken.
taken, where
That's
his
what
daughter gets
Yeah.
kidnapped.
So, Mikey, if you want to use my chair,
Schindler's
I will
List.
find you. I will get a table change to whatever table you are at, and you will be on my scalp list. So, up to you, buddy. Ace 10 here for Winston on the button. You know he's going to be juicing this up. 1.6 million behind, playing well. I like that hoodie.
As far as we know, tomorrow's tournament is still on. We have at least two tournaments every day here at the lodge.
Yeah, the tournament's on for sure. The roads are good. It's going to be some warmer temperatures tomorrow. So if you're itching to play some poker, you already know where to be. 250. Wow, Kyle again with the ladies here, and this is going to be It's going to be a tough spot for Winston on the button. Four-handed ace 10, strong enough. Kyle, I like the jam here, getting it in here, and you see Winston in the blender a little bit here. So let's see what Winston comes to, as these guys have been battling before already. So here we go, one more time.
Uh-oh.
The boxing bell in full effect.
Will Perry says he graduated from Pflugerville High School, home of the Panthers. The Friday Night Lights uniforms. Friday Night Lights, the TV show, has the Pflugerville Panthers uniforms. All in from Kyle with the ladies.
Let's see what Winston's going to come with here. So this could be trouble here.
Self-destruct sequence activated.
Let's see what Winston comes with. Can he get away here? Dominated to the ladies of Kyle. Drawing way thin just to the bullets here. Going to need help. In the blender, in the tank. Table 11, Art of Poker, February 2021 here. Winston kind of staring off into the distance. Might be looking at the tournament clock there. That's what he might be looking at. Look at him. He hates it. He hates it. That's the blender sound effect, Rick, if you're wondering.
Is that a blender or a weed eater? It sounded like a weed eater.
Nah, it's the blender.
All right.
It's the blender. There might be some strawberries, some bananas in there, maybe some protein powder,
Man.
peanut butter. Who knows, some almonds, maybe trying to get a little bit extra protein here. But he makes a good lay down there. So good on Winston. Getting away from that ace-10 was tough. He's not quite sure, was it a good laydown, was it's not. He's going to have to wait a half hour to find it out on the stream there, as you see Kyle and Winston there exchanging some words. But it turns out it was a great laydown there. So Winston playing well, Kyle playing well there, and Kyle takes that pot down.
I like our chat tonight. You had one chatty, made a little fun of the other, and said it's all good. So everybody's having fun tonight. No one's getting on each other. We really appreciate everybody being part. 144 people in the live chat, and we watch and keep up with each and every comment. So we really appreciate you being interactive. This is your show as much as it is our show. We're bringing poker to you, but we want to interact with you as much as possible. So down to 4 players.
Yeah, Mikey's saying in the chat, it was ace-3 off, and it was on the button, and I had 10 big, so I'm going to shove that all day long. So there you go.
There you go. Winston looks down at Jack-8. He'll fold. Kyle will fold. Back over to Dusty with 4-5 in the small blind. 4 players, your game changes a little bit. No longer do you need ace-king, pocket pair. You could play a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Absolutely not, especially when the blinds are getting very high. You cannot afford to be passive. Got to be a little bit aggressive. Got to open up your range and play a little bit, post-flop, turn, and river here. So,
yeah, the payout's $10,088. $10,000 for first place. Second place will be $6,232. Third place, $4,500. And fourth place, $3,305. So a nice little sandwich up top, $10,088. That would be a few bullets for next tournament.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. 500 buying coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all day one entries. I already have 2 free entries, so I'm free rolling. Wow. So I don't think a little birdie just told me here that I don't think we're going to be on for
Wow.
A lot longer there, Rick. So we're still four-handed here, but I am anticipating fireworks coming up shortly. So here we go. And
looks like we're going to go heads up again.
wow.
Dusty and MJ, Queen 10 versus Jack 8. Flop comes King, King, Deuce. Not much for either player. All in. Very aggressive play by MJ. Dusty can't call this with his Jack 8.
John G, my boy, in the chat there with high praise. You know we love it. MJ, Queen 10 off. Trying to shut things down. And he does.
Boy, John J. Actually, John G. From California, I believe.
JJ, you're getting a little tongue twister? Say that 10 times fast.
You please come to Austin. If you come to Austin and play at the Lodge, we're going to give you some time free because you are a great gentleman making that comment that the Lodge Poker Show is second to none. We appreciate it. We do our best. Slick Rick and Skull Mike, and we had a little Alex D'Amico, the executive producer tonight, as in every night. The man who pushes the button, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, Mr. Dave Klaproth. So we got 25, 50, 50 now are the blinds. Now every orbit, every four hands, you're putting 125,000 at risk, Mike.
Yeah. Can't afford to be passive. You're going to be put to the test, and you got to click the right button here if you want to be the last man standing.
Well, I have to tell you, got my second vaccine today. I feel like Superman.
Oh, I thought you had that. I thought you already had that.
I had the first vaccine.
Wow.
You have to wait 3 weeks
Yeah.
later. So I have a card that says I'm officially
Nice, very nice.
bulletproof.
Good for you. I know my parents recently had their second vaccine, so good on them as well. Hopefully you don't have any side effects or anything along
No,
those
my
lines.
arm does hurt a little bit, but
They
no
usually,
side
They
effects.
usually say it's like a day or two after, so
Yeah, it's a
we'll
little
see.
sore.
We'll see how you're feeling in a couple of days, but good on you for taking care of that.
Rick will give you a TV. No, I won't give you a TV. I was thinking more like an hour or two play here at the Lodge and maybe a T-shirt. But no, I'm not going to give you a TV. Don't get that started here.
You're giving away a free TV, Rick?
Yeah, you
God
see,
damn.
this is how it all starts.
I want a TV. I've had my same.
Nakia
50-inch.
tells the membership is $10 a day, $25 for the month, or $200 for the year. And Bruno might be in his little in beer. He's a little lit tonight. He's
Little
making
lit, little lit. He might be thinking it's White Claw Wednesday there with the Chi-Town Cat. I know he's been pretty heavy on those little Bud Light seltzers, so
He's having fun. He said, "I've been
having-
cooped up for
he's
5
having-
days."
He's having a good time. That's what you love to see.
Eddie Perez, will somebody please remove that chair?
God, oh my God. Is Eddie trolling me?
Eddie is
Is that a troll?
shots fired, bang bang.
I don't
Winston,
know. Eddie Perez is trolling me.
Winston with the
Somebody
pocket
remove
sixes.
that chair. I'm tired of looking at that damn chair as well. Get it out of here.
There's your little split screen.
Winston here with the 66 Mario Lemieux. On the button in position here.
Ooh, Jack. Dustin hits middle pair. Still
Yeah.
can't feel too excited about that.
Yeah, four-handed though. You got to believe in your Jack. Has his hand in a stranglehold here. Winston in position here. Can't like that flop with 3 cards over paired to his 6s here. No heart to boot, no backdoor equity with that. And Dusty's going to lead out. No, it's a good lead, and
Yeah.
he takes it down here. So Dusty started off this final table. I gave him a nice little boost with a donation of 200K plus in chips. Did not need to do that here. And he hasn't made many mistakes, so he's...
What's in the satchel? He's got a little side satchel.
You know what's in the satchel.
What is in the satchel?
You know, that's the clip, baby. Extra dollar bills, a couple
Okay.
extra bullets. That's usually what's in the satchel.
I don't know.
You
You
know,
never.
when you ask about Baby Shark and you see his little shark
Yeah.
purse, It's extra bullets.
Okay.
That's what's
All
in there,
right.
Rick.
I thought maybe some chapstick.
You know,
maybe
I
a
got
snack for later.
I got a
A juice
backpack.
box.
I got a backpack. I put some Gatorade in there. I put some whiskey in there. I put a couple extra bullets in there sometimes. I put batteries in there. I put sunglasses there. I put a hoodie in there.
Yeah.
So you gotta stay strapped when you come.
All sorts of camping equipment.
Yeah, camping equipment. You never know when there's gonna be a blackout. Canteen with some extra water, of course. Maybe some deodorant here if I'm next to you. A couple times. Your odor and stench just wears off on me and gets on my clothing. So I need to stay fresh and stay clean. So I got plenty of Old Spice there in my backpack. So if they're looking for a sponsor, they know where to come to. The Lodge Poker Show.
Joe S. says if only the player that was in that chair put it away.
Yeah, he always says that, Joe. Back off, Joe.
Joe
Back
S.
off, Joe. I don't want to be needled anymore about this chair right now. I didn't want to disrupt the players. Once this table is complete, I will return the chair to its rightful place.
Joe S. is the card room manager extraordinaire here at the Lodge.
I didn't want to cause a scene after my ace-3 got scalped by the jiggities. But that chair will be returned shortly.
4 players remain. We're here at the Art of Poker. It happens every month. It is a $200 buy-in. 194 people entered. 38,000 in prize pool. 10,000 up top. And Winston, the young Winston, don't know how young he is because he's been covered up like Yoda for the all night long.
If I had to guess the age of Winston, the laser read sensor went straight to 28.
You think that old?
I
thought he was younger.
And then I went, and then I thought 27. And
Yeah.
now you're making me think 26. So if our price is right, Bobby Barker status. I'm
gonna go with 24.
Wow.
We're gonna go ask
We
Winston
need
after
to
the
know.
show.
We need to know. We might not get that answer, Rick. We
It's
need
hard to
know.
tell because he is wearing a hoodie. And nowadays, hoodie masks, you can see an inch of skin.
Joe, continuing the needles here in the chat. That ace-3 was a proper shove, so no matter what you say, I do not care.
See, this is the only problem with playing on a live stream. You just open yourself up for just brutal criticism.
No, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that ace-3 shove. I made plenty of other mistakes that definitely deserve criticism besides that. So, Joe S. obviously not watching the beginning of the stream here, so maybe he needs to watch the whole stream before he opens his mouth. I'd like to see Joe S. fire some bullets here in some tournaments here. Maybe Joe S. needs a day off. Alex, German,
I know Alex plays. I haven't seen Joe play.
Yeah.
Joe play poker?
I've seen him play a little bit here on an occasional night when he's got a night off here, but Joe works so hard where, days off are rare. So his nittiness and his fish abilities aren't seen on a regular basis.
Michael Stott says Winston is 21. Do you know that for sure? Winston? Michael Stott?
Wow, Eddie's just coming in strong tonight. Eddie with the needles, definitely first place here. 100%. We got to get Eddie something for first place needles. A lot of whining going on for sure, but we have an all-in for MJ, ace 10 of clubs versus Winston's king jack off. Tough spot here on the button. MJ kind of shoving like a similar move that I made earlier here.
About a third of his stack
Can't fault
for
him.
Winston.
Yeah. Winston has the chips, and he's got a decent hand here. Paint. But he's leaning toward a fold, and he makes another fold here. So Winston playing strong here. He's been put in a couple tough spots, but he's been behind each time, and he's making the correct laydowns there. So good on him, and a good shove there by MJ takes it down.
Yeah, I don't know. He mentions it's almost as bad as listening to Joey Stapleton. I'm not a Joe Stapleton fan. I mean, I like other commentators, but he annoys the living hell out of me. Do you know Joey Stapleton?
Yeah, he's all right. No.
I
Everybody likes a chop pot.
I don't think anything that he says is remotely funny.
It's all right.
That's just me.
I'm not a hater.
I'm not either,
I'm not a hater
except
like
for
our boy
him.
Eddie. But if Eddie wants to watch our stream and hate, then we love you, Eddie. Come on in. We're here every Wednesday and Saturday. Like and subscribe to the channel, of course. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I could be hated. I'd rather be hated than loved. So it's all good.
You would?
It's all good. Just brush it off,
There's a great line. I think of The Sopranos. Would you rather be Hated or feared? No, I think it was in another mob movie.
I'd rather still be in the tournament. Well, that's okay.
Thank
Kyle.
you, Nakia, for inviting me to the cookout. I don't know when it is, but who knows? Now that I've got both doses of my vaccine, I can travel to a lot of places now.
Split screen going on here. Dusty in the big blind. Likes not to defend here with 10-7 off. Winston ace high on the button, raises it up and takes it down.
No, I'm not looking at for any comparison between Joe Stapleton, but I'm legitimately serious when I watch him. I try to laugh. I just don't think anything that comes out of his mouth is funny. But that's just me. Everybody has their own favorite commentators. And obviously, I'm not putting myself in. Obviously, he's in network television, and we're doing a YouTube live stream, so I'm not even comparing. I'm just saying, for me, he's not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
25-50-50.
I'm a big Nick Schulman fan.
Bronx Tale, that's the
Personally,
movie.
I like Nick Schulman.
Good call, Stephen Reisman. It was the Bronx Tale.
We're doing this live on the fly, you know.
Yeah,
no,
Nick.
no editing, so it's a lot. I feel it's a lot harder to do on the fly here.
No, I do think Nick Schulman is probably the best commentator there is.
I like Nick Schulman.
Nick Schulman,
East Coast vibe to him.
He is. I really enjoy him.
Very wise, smart poker minds. Got good snark. Kyle here ripping it with 2 paint cards on the button here.
All in.
Dusty with 2.1's got all the chips. Looks to be having a decision here. Lays it down. MJ in the big blind will not defend as well here, so Kyle Shove gets through. Yeah, I like Shulman. Of course, Lon McCarran, Norman Chad, classic.
Yeah. I like Gabe Kaplan, the original.
Yeah.
Mr. Carter. Yeah, John G., I just got my second shot today. The arm is a little bit more sore and tender than it was the first time, but you know what? I'm not having any side effects, so good so far.
Little story about Gabe Kaplan here. When I was growing up, I lived in Plainview, New York, Long Island. And, when I was in high school, I was 16, 17, whatever years old, still living at home with my parents. Gabe Kaplan's parents were my parents and our neighbor.
Really?
Yeah. But I never met Gabe.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know if they're still alive, his parents. I know Gabe Kaplan's not a young chicken.
No, he's not.
But at that time, they were still alive. Maybe Steve in the chat knows. He might not know still, but, yeah, they live right down the road.
We don't know how many are registered currently for the 200K tournament at this moment. A lot of people have won seats via satellite. We're not worried about, especially with the turnout today with this tournament. When we put 200,000 guarantee, people are going to be coming in from out of town. We're not worried at all from shattering the guarantee. Some of the dealers, some of the supervisors, as Alex was saying, had it pegged for much higher than me and you even think about.
I made a mistake here. Steve corrected me. It wasn't his parents. It was Kaplan's sister.
Okay.
So
All
MJ,
right.
MJ shoving here with the suited paint. Like the shove.
Dustin got caught here a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to have to lay it down. He does, and MJ takes it down.
Yeah, Gabe Kaplan, great poker player, and Mr. Cotter back in the 70s from Welcome Back, Cotter, and made a few bad movies. Gabe is not the most talented actor in the world, but he does play good poker.
Shout out to Dirty in the chat here, pumping up that 200K, saying
wow,
saying it's going to hit 500K.
That would be sick.
Must be like XRP and XLM, that's what Dirty's all about, is that crypto. So to the moon, my friend.
Yeah, crypto is the bit has gone up quite a bit.
Up. You're getting paid on that Bitcoin through ACR.
I've got a little bit. I've got a little bit of bit.
Just a little bit. That's that 50 Cent song there. You gotta YouTube that 50 Cent song there a little bit.
I can't think about it too much because literally I had the chance when it was 300.
Nick from Yuma, welcome to the chat.
Hey!
You're late, buddy. You could have seen all my terrible play early on if you were on time. So I might have to put you in the corner for a little bit. Time out for being late to this stream.
So Joe says already 60 people have entered. Registration is open. You can pay for your seat now and pick your flight at any time. It will alleviate some of the lines and waiting lines, so you can pay in advance. So contact the lodge, tell them you want to play, buy your seat in advance, pick your flight, and you don't have to wait in line to pay, because it'll be a madhouse on some of the days, but not more than enough to where people can just fork over their $100 bills and get in the tournament. But yes, he says about 60 people already. So 30K is already figured. We haven't even had our first day one yet.
Dusty here opening up the action. King 8 of clubs. All the chips, putting the heat on the lower stacks. And out flops the ace high of Winston here. Top pair for Dusty. 2 diamonds and the 10 of clubs. Definitely good enough for a C bet here. Looks to be carving out. Let's see how many.
Quick fold from Winston.
So Dusty, again, all the right buttons here. If I had to put my money on anybody closing the door right now, it would be Dusty.
So you don't know Dusty?
I'm not that familiar with Dusty, no. And that's kind of was unfortunate for me there. I had to go with the read in the moment there, and I was completely wrong there with that hero call again of ace high. But if I might have been a little bit more familiar with Dusty, I might have been able to save a bunch of chips there and still be playing. But he's been playing pretty solid all day long, and that's why he's still here, and he's our chip leader in good position to be our champion today. Michael,
you say Juan Epstein from Welcome Back, Cotter. Can you name the other Sweat Hogs? There's your trivia question for tonight. Name all the Sweat Hogs, and I'll see if you get them right. We'll go on to the next hand. Yep. Freddie Boom Boom Washington. We'll give you one right up front. And you already named Juan Epstein, so now you have Freddie Boom Boom Washington and Juan Epstein. Who are the other Sweat Hogs?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking the live chat because we've had a few people in live chat.
I don't know what the hell
you have no clue because you're not old enough.
Yikes.
you gotta be a child of the 70s who watched some
Winston
TV.
Here. Oh, cowboy alert here. Winston on the button.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and Kyle shoving at the wrong time here. This is going to be R.I.P. Kyle.
Kyle gets the quick call from Winston,
yeah.
And Kyle zigged when he should have zagged. And he's going to probably find himself in big trouble looking for diamonds or a straight.
Yeah, I already got something queued up here for Kyle. Kyle, a good guy, been running really good.
Oh, he's been running like godly.
Running good, playing well too, trying to steal one here with the Queen 9 of diamonds here. Oh, he has a little bit of life.
And backdoor flush.
Definitely not the worst flop there for Kyle. Would like to see a diamond on this turn.
Ooh, now straight draw.
No
he added a few more outs.
No diamond, but has those straight outs.
For a chop.
8, 9, or
They'll
queen.
get it.
That's going to be it.
Yeah, we got we got another one, Vinny Barbarino. That's right. Horseshack, Barbarino. Yep, you guys got him. Arnold Horseshack, Vinny Barbarino, Freddie Boom Boom Washington, and Juan Epstein were the Sweat Hogs from Welcome Back Qatar.
Looks like we're down 3.
Down to 3, gents. There's the payouts. First place, $10,088. Second place, $62.32. Third place, $4,500. So each of these players is in some serious money right now, regardless of where they stand.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be any talks of any chops or anything. So these boys are playing for all the glory and all the marbles. 3 left, 3-handed. Dusty, Winston, and MJ. Dusty in good shape, $2.2 million.
Aaron's done a great job in the box tonight.
Who?
Isn't that Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah.
He did do a good job. The delivery. Doesn't have as much product as usual on the dome.
Yes.
You know?
Well, it
usually has like
the stores were out of product this week.
Yeah, it usually has like a half bottle going. This is like, I don't know, 10% of the bottle, but still, good flow going on. The cards are flowing as well. Good speed.
Yeah, I like how he deals.
Ah.
Pocket tens for Dusty, and this is a huge hand, three-handed. Let's see what he does with it.
Dusty again waking up with the goods, as you said here. Chip leader, small blind, can put heat on the big blind here. Let's see what he comes with. Definitely a raise. It will be a raise. And MJ quickly folds.
MJ's a good player. We've seen him on a few different streams.
Yeah, definitely a tournament specialist. Don't see him mixing it up that often on the cash game side of the room. But he plays almost, a tournament a day, multiple tournaments a week. And he's no stranger to this scenario and situation here. And he's trying to get the picture on the wall.
And there's the trophy and the beats put right on the table there. You see that gorgeous trophy. Mikey, that could have gone on your mantle.
Yeah, right in front of my damn chair. So whoever did that.
Put it in the chair. Put the chair on the table, too. Give that away.
Jesus. Right in front of me. Unbelievable.
148 in the live stream at 12:27 Austin time.
Does Lodge rhyme with Doge? I'm going to say no. The answer's no.
We're still deciding. Are y'all having a cash game live stream next weekend during the big tourney?
There should be a cash stream on Wednesday, and there should be a stream on Saturday.
Okay, so we are having a cash
stream.
stream.
The 1-3 500 cap stream on Wednesday, and there will be a stream. We're going to be streaming probably a tournament feature table earlier on in the day on Saturday, and then a nightcap cash game on Saturday. So if you love poker, and if you love Rick, and if you hate me, then this is your channel. This is the place to be.
Why hate you?
I got a couple haters tonight, and
I'm
embracing the haters.
You got don't get things. You
okay. I'm good.
They love you.
Good.
They're joking with you.
I like to be. Even though we have 0 dislikes, 25 likes, we need more likes, ladies and gentlemen. But nonetheless, all week next week, this channel, this poker house, these people are going to be here for you. If you're watching from afar, a different country, this is the place to be 1,000% of the time. So looking forward to being in the booth with you as much as possible next week, Rick.
I may book a room at the Marriott since I'm going to be here so often over the next 5 days. I may want to book that room and walk over here. I guess you couldn't walk across I-35, but
you can walk.
It's about a mile and a half away.
I've made that walk. I live right down the road from Marriott. I made the walk here multiple times. So it's
Do you really?
It's possible. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep, it's possible.
Deuce 3-9. Deuce 9. I'm sorry. Thought it was a 3. MJ with the pocket eights. So yes, we're going to have some cash live streams. People love those, and we're going to have a lot of tournament live streams this week, and the cash on Wednesday, cash on Saturday night, and it's crazy. Don't know how many subscribers we're up to, but we're closing in. Our goal is to have over 1,000 by the end of the week next week.
I think we will. I think we're close to 800 right now, and you're growing each and every day. So with all the streams we have scheduled for next week, I don't see that being an issue. Shout out to Zane there with some love there. Zane is the king skull. He's got about 12 rings on 6 fingers, all skulls. So Zane is the Zorro of the lodge.
He's got a ring that has a little pipe on it that I swear if he presses a button, smoke comes out of the pipe on his ring.
I'm fine with being mini skull to Zane. That's fine by me. King 8 of hearts here by Dusty. Small blind, 2.2 million in chips. Seat 1 feeling it. He's got good table presence. Hasn't made many mistakes here. He's my favorite for sure right now.
Yeah, he's really playing well. Playing at the next level. You can tell he's feeling it. He's knowing when to go and when to stop. And it's a lot more fun when you have a ton of chips in front of you.
100%.
You can make a few mistakes.
A lot more margin for error there.
Right.
And again, the ICM implications are way more important here when you're three-handed here. I wasn't really too worried about a 400, $1,000 pay jump there when I was in 7th place.
Right.
But when you're three-handed and it's multiple,
Yeah.
$3,000 pay jump.
Yeah. It's $2,700 between third and second, and then fourth, almost 4,000 between second and first.
Definitely a little bit more important.
Hi from the UK. Love the content. Thanks, BC.
BC, what's going on, BC? Welcome to the chat
What's it,
here. We
about
haven't seen
6:30
you.
in the morning over there.
Right and early here, watching us live. We appreciate the support. Like and subscribe to the channel. We're here every Wednesday and Saturday, and next week almost every single day. So come on in, watch a little poker with us here. MJ with the deuces, quack, quack. And he's going to raise it up. Uh-oh. This is going to be the end of MJ here as Winston wakes up with the Cowboys one more time. So, he's going to be raising it up. Let's see if MJ's going to be able to get away with only about 740 behind. Winston in the blender a little bit, taking his time, eyeing up MJ's stacks, saying, how much do I want to raise here? What do I want to do? And he's got a nice stack of chips, reaching for the blue ones that are 25K a piece.
Yep. Pinks are 5,000. There aren't too many yellows left. They colored those up, but they are 1,000. So really 2 chips in denomination. 25,000 of the blues. Pinks are 5,000. So Winston thinking about what he could bet and still get called. He's just going to call.
Wow. Trappy here, three-handed in position to the pre-flop aggressor and MJ, and he has him out-chipped here. And he's going to get Dusty to come along here on the line. Of course.
He's already got 100K in there.
Wowzers here. So Winston, his Kennedy brothers, well disguised here, has his opponents in trouble here, and let's see what the flop brings.
Ooh.
Wow. What a flop there
8, 9, 10.
What a flop there for Dusty. Backdoor clubs, a pair of nines, and open-ended there with the jack, but still Winston with the kings in the lead as we stand right now. He's not going to be slow playing this now three-handed, so he's going to be firing in pot at 650, probably something close to around 400 or maybe 300. Let's see what he's going with.
I think it's more like 250 maybe.
Somewhere around 300, I'd say. Let's see.
Looks like 200.
200.
Dusty with the open-ended straight and the middle pair will call.
Yeah,
it was 300.
Was it 3?
Was it? It's 200. My eyes are
so
going.
Getting that price there, this is going to do it for MJ. I don't see him coming along there with the deuces after Dusty calls, so he's going to get out the way. And Dusty getting a good price to see a turn, and let's see what it brings.
There's the 4.
So Winston hopping on the lead 70% here, over paired to the board. Needs to fade a lot of cards. Let's see what sizing he comes with. 1.1. And now he's not wasting any more time.
All
I think he
in.
just trips it. Yeah, so wanting to get Dusty out of this pot right now.
Look at how many outs that Dusty has. 13 outs. It's a quarter of the deck, Mikey.
Yeah, but you're still in bad shape, 13 outs. The rest of the deck is in favor of Winston here. So Winston getting it in with the best of it now, over paired to the board. In good shape. I don't mind the rip. Even though MJ is the shorter stack here with ICM implications here, you got to rip it in here. You got to say, Dusty, get out the way. Get out of my pot. My name is Winston. I have a nice white hoodie on, and this is my pot. Dusty here, been playing well all day. Tough spot.
I don't know what Aaron's doing.
Counting it out, looks to be verifying one of the stacks just to see if we can get he's verifying one of the stack sizes so we can get an accurate count of his stack here because it's pretty close. Winston and Dusty here are the top 2 stacks. So a lot on the line here when somebody goes out, especially with MJ's stack size here. So we want to get an accurate count. And this is a tough call here for Dusty. I don't think he's gonna make this call.
Looks like about 1.2 million is the all-in bet because he's got 8 stacks of pink and 400 in blue. So, yeah, 13 outs. This is Dusty's thinking about closing this tournament out. He's played so well all day long to make a misstep here.
Me and Eddie just made peace in the chat. It's all love, Eddie. I'm just salty for not still being playing in this tournament right now. And I appreciate all our viewers and all the support and definitely those kind words for us here in Texas during the hard times here. But Dusty in the blender, behind. But as you mentioned there, Rick, so many outs, 13 outs. Does he want to gamble? No gamble, no future.
Nick from Yuma says he's got to be good 17% of the time to call here.
Wow.
And, yeah, we don't use card shufflers. Our dealers do it the old-fashioned way. Especially with this deck. This deck has RFID chips in it. Card shuffler would probably ruin the hell out of these. So that's how we know what the cards are. Each card has a chip in it. And each player has a reader. So Dusty's going over everything in his head, Mikey. Got the open-ender,
Yeah.
got the...
This is a big decision here. And I don't think he can be too confident. He knows he's behind, but he does have a lot of possibilities here, but depending on what that river brings. So
Ruth is saying rabbit this one. I don't know if what will happen.
this
if he
would be
makes
the one
call.
to rabbit
Yeah.
for sure. We're still working out the kinks on this whole rabbit idea, but that will be happening in the future. But definitely, but I don't know here. Our boy Dusty
He may
doesn't.
not need to
He's
rabbit.
carving out the chips, running. He's got his accountant right here on speed dial. If I make this call and lose there, Roger, how many do I have left behind? So making the decisions himself. Look at the agony, the pain. Got to put the mask over his nose. Got to rub the temple a little bit.
Meanwhile,
Gotta call
Winston
Miss
is
Cleo.
loving not the snap call because he feels now at least he knows his kings are probably good here.
He knows he's good. He knows he's good. He probably wants the call. He didn't get snapped off here. And I think Dusty's going to lay it down. Calls.
He calls. We won't need the rabbit.
So no gamble, no future. One time here on the river here, the biggest hand of the final table so far. Whoever wins this hand,
13 outs, Mikey.
likely to win the tournament here. My goodness, here we go. Buckle up.
13 outs. A queen, jack, 7 or 9.
13 outs one time.
There's the
Gets
jack.
there. Two pair.
Gets there.
Eliminates Winston. The Cowboys, the Kennedy brothers, assassinated one more time. Two pair for Dusty. It's Dusty's world here at the final table. Seat 1. All the chippies here. All the chippies.
And Winston, the young fella,
GG.
who got it in.
Look, he's stunned. He doesn't even want to get up. We need an accurate count here. Does he have him covered? I believe so. Look, he's stunned, looking off into the distance. There's nothing you can do there. Got it in there good. Put your opponent in the blender. Got it in good with the best of it there. And a monster pot for seat 1.
And has a story to tell for the rest of his life. And Winston will walk out of here with 4,500 smackers.
But brutal there, walking away with 4,500 there. But as you see, first place, $10K, $88. So, my goodness there, if Winston wins that pot, he's sitting pretty, thinking about that first place prize money. But instead, he's sipping his Mountain Dew, and he's going home right now in third place.
So we're heads up, folks, and you got to hand it to MJ. MJ, who started the table. We will tell you what MJ started the table with. 368,000, which was near second from being the short stack. Short stack was Natalie in seat 9, and then it was MJ who came to the table second lowest in chips, and he's going to finish at least in second place. That's great play from MJ.
Yeah.
And if you're worried about Dusty, Dusty came to the table as the chip leader and has never looked back.
Yeah. Again, that hand that Dusty and I had there when I believed in my ace high there, that was the difference there. I thought if I would have won that pot, honestly, I thought I still would have been there right now, heads up for the title. But instead, Dusty had the goods there at the boat, and he's in good position to take down this tournament. So I wasn't really playing for 7th, 6th, or 8th place there, Rick. I was trying to win a big one early on and get that momentum, and I thought my ace high had a good chance of being good there, but I made a mistake. Dusty playing well. MJ made a great laydown. I wasn't in the booth at the time there, but I believe he laid down 2 pair to a straight. Do you remember that hand?
Yep.
One of the first couple hands of the stream.
Yeah.
So MJ could have been our first elimination there, and he made a great lay down there and then
Yeah.
woke up with the goods a couple hands later for a double up.
No, yeah, exactly. MJ had 3 double ups in a row, I believe,
Yeah.
from 2 from one player. He knocked out the player in seat 2, who was Spidey 1998 in a span of 5 hands. He got half of it, and then a few hands later, he got the other half.
Right. Heads up here for the title.
Looks like there's some color ups as we're going to get rid of a bunch of
MJ
pink
on the
chips.
button here with an ace. He might just elect to rip it right now. I think, is that what just happened? Yes, he does. So he rips it.
All in. It's
Dusty.
Dusty with King 6.
King high and a 6, so
Don't want to give a good player, MJ, a double up if you don't have to,
look at this. And it,
but
Dusty-
could knock him out.
Dusty's got a whole rack of pinks waiting for that color up. Dominated here by MJ. First hand a heads up and he lets it go.
Basically has 80% of the chips. Does Dusty on the table. He's going to look to knock out MJ. MJ's trying to get a double up and make a game of this.
Yeah, it needs a double up for sure. Dusty in great shape.
142 in the live chat. It's been a great live chat. I feel that next week at some point we're definitely crossing over 200 in the live chat. That's kind of been a milestone we've wanted, and then once we hit the 200, we're going to want 300 and keep going.
I mean, 1,000.
Yeah, 3,000. That would be fun.
Yeah, 1,000, 2,000.
Someday we'll get there. We keep bringing quality content and good quality and have some fun with everybody. The word will get out. It already has. We kind of are the little secret in the poker stream world. Poker night at the lodge. Not so much of a secret as it used to be, but I don't know what Joe P has there, and that
Yeah, a little
looks
bit
like
of
a little cooler.
there. You know, we got AP there. We got a couple beverages flowing there. That must be the Big O or PLO table there.
PLO tonight, they were telling me.
PLO, Pot Limit Omaha. Not one of my specialties. But, you know,
Winston is now in the live chat. Winston, great playing. We really enjoyed watching you play. Got to know,
Winston.
son, we got to guess on your age. Some people say 24.
Yeah, Winston, hit us
How
with
old
that
are you?
number. Hit us with that number, Winston. Be honest, fella. How old is Winston?
We may be way off, but so there's MJ with just 11 big blinds.
What'd you say?
I said 24.
I like 24. It keeps going down. What did I say? 26? I think you're going to be right. Winston, don't let us down there, buddy.
Watch him say 63.
Waiting on Winston. Shout out to Will Perry. Thank you for the kind words. We're in it for the long haul here. Heads Up, Art of Poker, one of the most prestigious tournaments that the Lodge offers. Besides the the 200K that we run, bi-yearly.
Thank you, Will Perry. Hey,
21.
Winston says he's 21.
There it is. So,
All right.
spring chicken.
Congratulations, Winston.
Winston, you played well today, so good on you, buddy.
$4,500 for a 21-year-old.
Don't spend all those dineros in one place. Come on back to the lodge and spray and try to double that money next week for sure.
You can buy 1/8 of a Bitcoin.
No, but he played well today for sure. Look at Steven coming in late in the chat saying 21 right after Winston says 21. I mean, come on now, Steven. Step outside the box and put out that 21 before our boy Winston says he's 21.
Everybody giving Winston a little praise. He's
played
a
well.
new crowd favorite. He did play well and got.
I didn't see Winston make many mistakes at all. And when you get it in good and
Yes,
you lose,
yes.
you can't go home, too disappointed
Yeah,
in yourself.
he got it in with basically 80% favorite.
It stings, but you get it in good. You have a good opportunity to double up there, and if he holds there on the river, he's going to be going heads up with MJ more than likely there. Dusty still would have had him covered by a little bit, but that was a monster pot. Definitely the hand of the final table. And now Dusty's in the driver's seat. It's just meant to be here for Dusty. It's his night so far.
Here comes the flop. 998. Nothing much for either player.
Two diamonds. No 9, no 8 for anybody. We're going to see a turn.
There's the jack,
Jack,
and
so
Dusty
course,
hits it.
Of course Dusty hits it. He hits everything.
Yeah, Jay, there's, obviously in hindsight, it's easy to say what he might have done, but I think he played it perfectly. When you got a good king, when you got kings and you're playing for a tournament title, you want to play. You want somebody to play with you. You want all of his chips.
I don't mind, I'm sure Winston seems like a good player there. Sometimes he definitely raises that up there, and sometimes he traps. So it's nice to have good balance, and always nice to keep your opponents guessing. You don't always want to do the same thing when you have, a premium hand each time. It's always nice to mix it up, because then your opponents are always confused. They're not quite sure what you're doing. What do you have here? What did you do last time? Do you have a good hand last time you raised big? You want to have your opponents confused there. And definitely when you flat there with kings, you're trapping, and it's well disguised.
All the chips in the world are in front of Dusty. 4.2 million chips are in front of Dusty.
So many chips in front of Dusty here. On the button, in position here. Let's see if he just wants to step on the gas here. Uh-oh, shove alert, all in.
MJ throws over ace 8,
Yeah,
it
MJ's
looks like.
ahead by a little bit, but not by much here. Live cards here for king and 10 here, so this could be it here for the title. The trophy, the beats, the 10K, the plaque on the wall.
You know the king is coming.
I mean...
you know the king is coming. It's Dusty's world, and we're all just living in it.
I think the 10's coming. How about the 10 one time?
8-8-3, we were both wrong. MJ smashes it.
Yeah.
MJ's looking really good to double up here.
1%. So that's already locked up here. So a nice double up there for MJ, exactly what he needs.
Wow.
That's how you start chopping down the little cherry tree. One swing at a time. Can't win this tournament unless you get a double up, then another double up, and one more double up. And MJ now has a chance, but still a mountain heaps in front of seat 1. Saturday night here, Art of Poker. We run this tournament once a month at the Lodge. I decided to fire this tournament as a little bit warm-up for the 200K next week. I haven't played a tournament myself since July, but I can't be too disappointed with my performance as I finished there, you see, in 7th for 1,500 pretty much here, but now we're heads up for 10K between Dusty and MJ. Still Dusty with a commanding chip lead, 3.7 to the 1.1 of MJ here. But MJ, no stranger to the final table, table 11 under the lights. Let's see if he gets another double. One more double up, and then, we have a fight. We have a poker match. Still Dusty with a stranglehold right now. But there are still cards to be thrown.
MJ with Jack Deuce offsuit, and Dusty looks at his watch again. Don't know what he's looking at. And Dusty will win, and the button will move. We'll go on to the next hand. Rick Epstein along with Mike the Skull Reisman, executive producer Dave Klaproth. We're going to be here. Next time you will see us will be Wednesday night in a cash game, a little 1-3 cash game with 500 cap. Follow that. Thursday you'll see us in action for the tournament. Day 1 of the big tournament. Friday you'll also see us tournament action. And then Saturday, lots of stuff going on. So just stick around. Keep it on this channel. Subscribe. Put the notifications on. Let the bell ring when we're ready to come on. And that way you'll never miss us. Looks like we're going to have two players. Now, if a 10 comes out in a flop, this could get serious. I always look for train wrecks. There's the 10. Come on now.
Yeah, this is his trouble.
Come on now.
Look, MJ with a quick check there. You know, Dusty's going to lead here in position here. And MJ might just elect to jam it here. Let's see. Might elect to raise.
150. I think he's going to.
Yeah,
He goes all in.
He just jams right away.
And Dusty says, "Do I call here?" He does. He makes the call.
Good call.
This is going to do it, guys.
Possibility for
3
yeah,
outs.
this is trouble.
A 7.
Especially with that 3 and 5 there, the chop possibilities are
We're
rare now.
running straight draw.
Not good shape there. The queen, no help to MJ. MJ's going to need to hit a 3, 5, or a 7. And
Doesn't
that's it.
happen.
So we
It's
have a new
over.
champion.
It's over.
That's it.
And I said, both players with 10. If a
Just
10
like
flops,
that.
it's going to happen.
Just
And
like that.
Dusty goes wire to wire. Came to the table with the chip lead. Goes wire to wire and takes home first place of the February 2021 Art of Poker. He gets the trophy. He gets the beats. He gets $10,000 in cash.
Yeah, just well played from start to finish there.
It's and MJ, look, guy came to the table, second shortest chip stack. And Mikey, your thoughts? You played in this tournament all day. You got to be exhausted. You got to be happy a little bit that you got a little cash out of it. But your thoughts?
Yeah, happy, disappointed in myself a little bit. Played so great all day long here. Got to the final table, made a couple mistakes. Right here to our eventual champion there. So I knew that one hand that I played here was going to catapult somebody to a victory here. But well played all around.
Yes.
We have a new champion there in C1 there. When you see MJ at the final table, you know it's trouble. So just great poker today. A long day for sure, but what a week ahead. So I'm really looking forward to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here. So come on back. Join us at Poker Night at the Lodge. You already know where to find us.
For Mike the Skull Reisman and Dave Klaproth, our executive producer, my name is Rick Epstein. We'll see you next Wednesday night on Poker Night at the Lodge.